Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Co-Optional Podcast, live from Dodger's office again.
Hello.
Hey!
Hey!
What up, jerks?
Hey!
We should have better audio this time, hopefully.
We should.
Yeah, I hope
I
so.
liked it last time.
A lot of other people did not, yeah. It's like, can you lean back a bit? You're too loud.
Yeah,
you know?
just all of chat wanting to die.
Yeah, I think we're relatively well mic'd up this time, so...
Yeah, I've got my Britney Spears mic on.
Indeed.
I'm ready to sing some songs.
The audio's better. You have just made TV so effing happy. You have
Someone turn around and the sound isn't completely shit today.
Wow.
Thanks,
that is a man,
dude.
That is
Yeah.
a man who can
Appreciate
justify a purchase.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome to the Goshal Podcast. We do occasionally talk about video games. We are live from Cox Towers, or whatever it is that they like to call it. It's not really a tower, per se.
Cox Towers.
No, it's not that at all.
No.
No? All right.
We'll be talking about the games we've been playing this week, aka Overwatch for 2 fucking hours, most likely. Sounds about right. And maybe a couple of other things,
I
but...
finally got to touch it. I was so excited.
Indeed. I'll never get into my account again at this point,
I'll
most
wait.
likely.
I'll wait and ask who you played as.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll definitely talk a lot
Okay, buddy.
about
All right,
Overwatch.
there.
All right, here comes the cavalry.
Oh, actually,
Here comes the cavalry.
there's important things we have to talk about, too.
Really?
About yesterday.
Yes, absolutely.
I feel like something needs to be
very
said.
important things.
Something needs to be said to the internet about yesterday that I need to get off my chest. I didn't say it to you then, but I feel like I need to say it to you now. So for those of you who are not aware, yesterday, Dodger and I went and learned to make ramen from scratch.
We did an all-day cooking class. It started at 10 and it ended at 4.
It was amazing.
It was so good.
It was super fun, but I learned a lesson. Just because you are of Asian descent does not mean you will be good at making Japanese food.
Okay.
That's what I learned. Dodger and I, two whitest people in the room,
That's true.
killed it. We did the work for everyone else. They couldn't make dough to make the noodles.
We literally...
She and I had to do all the work. We did all... The Yoko, the woman running the class, was like all up on our butts about how good we were doing.
She was so
like, do
cute,
this and do
too.
this.
She was so sweet. But yeah, like, we finished our dough so fast, and everybody else, it took them, like, over an hour longer than us, to the point where
It was
Jesse and
embarrassing.
I just took, there was this
Yeah, we
one
took it
team
for
left
them.
we just took it and did their dough for them. Because we were like, oh my god, this is taking
We
forever.
basically made that ramen yesterday.
Yeah.
Except for the meat, which they, like, pre-made. Mm-hmm. They pre-boiled all the bones and
Look,
stuff.
we tied the smallest piece of meat together, to be fair.
We did everything there was to do, we did. And I felt... Here's also what I learned. I might have been the only guy there actually doing work.
Mm-hmm.
Every man who was there...
That was the other thing that I wanted to say.
Every man who was there, I would make... Look, I'm just saying I would make an excellent husbando. Because every man who was there was like, you can do that. And just watched as his, like, girlfriend or whatever was just mashing stuff. Or
Yeah.
doing, I was like...
It was very obvious there were two, because like most people signed up in groups of 2, so Jesse and I signed up together, but most of them were like significant others, right? And you could tell, for the most part, it was ladies who signed up with their man significant others, and the dudes literally would just stand there like hands behind their back or just sit and watch their girlfriend do all of it, and I was like, what are you doing? Like, the kneading! Okay, so apparently the traditional way to make ramen noodles, like the dough,
is literally
you step on it.
12 hours of work. I've never
The noodles take forever.
experienced so much work put into a noodle in my life. Holy moly. Like, the traditional way is you knead the dough repeatedly. So I had to go around to everyone's bowl, because apparently that's impossible for these people to do, and just knead their... And they're like, oh, look how he's doing it. Like a fucking human being needs dough? They were looking at me like I was some chef extraordinaire. I was like, I've baked once or twice in my life, right? And so I'm just sitting there mashing this dough, and they're like, okay, now I need to stand on it.
Yeah, and then you step on it until it's flat, and then you pick it up, you pull it out of the bag, and then you sort of like fold it up into what's called the flower shape to make it a circle again, and then you step on it again and fold it up and step on it again. And Jesse and I were like a machine, right?
We had a system down. It was like fold, step, fold. Like, we were doing it. We were doing it. And everyone else was like, ours broke again. And we're like, oh my god.
But like on the topic of the dudes just not doing anything in that class, it was so weird because she specifically was like, all right, whoever is like the heavier person of the team should be the one who's stepping.
I was like, I was born for this job, and I jumped. I was just stepping on dough all day.
Yeah, it was great.
That was me.
And then there would be like tiny little girls with huge dudes with them, and they would just sit and watch the girls step on the dough, and I was like, what are you doing?
I mean, that's probably a fetish in some places.
It was so weird.
Eventually, they all caught on that I was like the only guy in the room doing work, and then they all stepped up at the end. It was like the end.
Yeah.
And I was like, y'all's breaking my balls. You're breaking my balls. So when we sat down to eat that, I think we were the two like most worn out people in the room that we were just like, it's so good.
Yeah, there was one older lady who was like, you know what I figured we'd all need is a nice cold beer with this ramen. And we were like, we'll take one of those, thank you.
Everyone else like sipping their water, and we're like, no, beer.
Yep. Beer and so much chili oil in that ramen. We made the chili oil from scratch.
Everything.
We made black
Everything
garlic
was
oil
from
from scratch. Everything was from scratch. It was so good.
It was delicious. And then we found out this woman does Asian, like
She does
Japanese
tours in Japan.
And one next October is just all sake and whiskey factories.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to go with you.
Oh, let's sign up.
So you learned how to make ramen from scratch, but I know that you did not learn how to make a crunchy roll from scratch.
Oh,
What?
No doubt.
goodness.
Today's
did
episode
not.
of the Corruptional Podcast is brought to you by crunchyroll.com/TotalBiscuit. Go and sign up for your free trial. Yes. Please by all means do that.
I heard from a little birdie that
Really.
you got to eat some amazing meat that you knew about
Because of
Food
Wars. Yeah.
Wait, what? Was it Wagyu? Was it better than Wagyu?
A5 Wagyu. So, yeah.
A5 Wagyu beef.
Indeed. So yeah, we were in Vegas.
that mean?
We were in.
I didn't
I can explain it.
Yes.
So we're in Vegas as you are, and we went to I believe his name was John Colicchio's Craft Steak, which is in the MGM Grand. And went there with Frank Lepaki, who was the composer of the Command and Conquer music, you know, Hell March, and like basically some of the best music of the past 15 years in video games. It's like, hey, yeah, let's go. And we looked at the menu, and they had something I recognized, thanks to Food Wars, which was A5 Wagyu. And I was like, well, what's A5? It's like, aha, let me explain. A5 is only the finest beef. You know, it's graded on a variety of different characteristics, including specific fat marbling to meat ratio, the firmness of the meat, all that sort of thing. And the A5 stuff is only something that gets 5 in every category. If something gets 4, it's 4. Like, the whole thing is 4 at that point. So this stuff is silly expensive.
What's the difference, going to that really quick, what is the, like, difference between a 4 and a 5? Is it drastic?
I mean, I imagine it's probably not that drastic, because it could be in anything. It could literally be, it just doesn't look right, and it's not A5 at that point.
Oh, is that like what
Right.
they do with fruit? If the fruit doesn't look right, they just throw it on the ground? Like,
I mean, I don't know if I do that, but...
No, but I mean, like, when they pick it off the tree, everything has to have a certain look to it. Like, a pear needs to look like how we all imagine a pear to look like. And if it doesn't, they just chuck it.
There's probably something about that, yeah. So these are the grades, and they're graded on color and brightness, firmness and texture, color and luster, and quality of fat, basically.
Wait, so B is standard? So basically, every day that I eat meat, I'm eating a B. That
Yeah, probably
sounds
eating,
about right.
yeah, B grade meat, yeah.
That sounds about right.
And yeah, in order to get 5, you've got to be like 5 in every category. So it's the specific
Interesting.
color of the meat, the firmness and the texture of it, and the way that the fat is marbled, both visually and the ratio of fat to that. And the result of this stuff, which is ridiculously expensive, we decided, you know what, we're probably never going to eat A5 Wagyu again.
Oh, you have to have it. Yeah.
Because in the vast majority of places you can't even get it. So like, okay, we'll have it. Don't even want to talk about how much it cost. But it's like eating meat butter.
Right.
It's so tender and so melt in your mouth that it's that damn good. And they served us 3 different types. They served us like what was basically a ribeye sort of thing, a strip, and something else. And it was, yeah, it was probably the best meat ever. I don't think there's any other better way to do it, but we knew about A5 thanks to Food Wars. But nobody's clothes flew off, at least as far as we're aware.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not good.
so I guess it wasn't necessarily as good as they made it out to be on
That's
Food
definitely
Wars.
A4.
But
That's
yeah,
not, you got
it's
You gotta
a
rip
A4
off.
beef.
solid B
for
plus.
sure.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
not right.
But yeah, that was kind of great. And there's our plug for Crunchyroll, linked quite nicely into a talk about Vegas. Can I talk about slot machine gaming for a bit?
Yeah, sure. That counts as
Are
video
you-
games.
By the way, is your wife the slot machine master?
I was literally.
She's slot machine Satan, is what she is.
How
She's made
did
a
she
pact.
voodoo those things
She's
into
made-
getting her that much money?
Well, she makes up for the fact that I never win. Yeah, so I was able to win once while I was there, and not at the hotel that we were staying at. We're staying at the Bellagio, which is where she likes to gamble anyway. So we had a suite there, and it was awesome. And she won a bunch of money there, and I won nothing with the exception of going to the MGM Grand. And just before we were going to go and see the circus show, I gambled a bit, and I gambled on Lord of the Rings machine, and Gimli was my bro. Let me put it that way.
I love that machine.
I got my Gimli, couple of polls, got my Gimli, and Gimli just keeps fucking going. He just keeps going, and it could just keep going and going and going, and I got 700 out of it.
Wow.
On a $20 in, which wasn't too bad. So that was okay. But outside of that, I lost every time. And the one machine that we liked probably the most, there's a Willy Wonka machine, an old school Willy Wonka machine. Any of you that have watched this week's Co-optional Animated will know about I Want It Now.
Yes.
They re-recorded the fucking lines, so I kept getting Veruca Salt
Right.
as the feature. So Veruca Salt is actually kind of similar to Gimli, I think. So it keeps sort of rolling, and it kept rolling, and it kept going, I want another spin, Daddy! Daddy, I want to win!
amazing.
Over and over again. This thing sings to you consistently. And I lost $500, $600 on the fucking thing. It's just, oh, God, brutal. Just brutal.
The thing you should play that is a definite must if you ever go to Vegas is find the Deal or No Deal slots.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those, yeah.
Those are so what it is on your there's five little slot machine things together, and everyone's playing their own little game. But up at the top there's a giant screen with a clock that ticks down for like 15 minutes, and as it ticks down, you're trying to collect as many boxes as possible,
Okay.
or cases, and once you get enough cases, you like can enter in the top game.
Right.
And then for every additional row of cases or like series of cases you get a times 1, times 2, times 3
Multiplier,
yeah. Okay.
multiplier. And so what can happen is you're making money down below, and then you then have another chance to make money up above when
Yeah.
it's like, all right, Deal or No Deal time.
Okay.
Sometimes because all 5 people are in it together, sometimes everyone picks the same box, sometimes everyone picks different ones, and so as they pull stuff out, you watch your money like climb. It's insane, and it is a good waste of time. The
That
amount
sounds a
of
little bit more social.
Yeah, it's
Wait.
great.
Which I like about it. Slot machines generally aren't. And what I noticed, slot machines are actually really fucking boring. Like, in general.
Oh yeah,
They're
Oh, yeah.
really dull. That I was
I
looking up...
mean, they don't require much from you.
No, they really don't. And it's strange because, as it turns out, they've only recently approved slot machines with a skill element for Nevada. Currently, there are no slot machines with a skill element in Nevada at all because they weren't actually legal. Slot machines actually had to be pure luck consistently.
Interesting.
Whereas ones in the UK, and this is why I found it kind of odd, because there's a fruit machine basically in like every pub in the UK, because what better way to get money out of drunk people than to put a fucking fruit machine in there?
Absolutely.
But you have the ability to hold reels and stuff like that. And the top games...
so you can roll and decide like I don't want this one to
Yeah,
spin. I only
and
want these
that's
two.
a skill element.
Interesting,
So
yeah.
Nevada, it seems, does not actually allow you to do that, at least not until recently. And they figured out that there's a bunch of like articles about this, that millennials and kind of people around our age fucking get really bored with slot machines because they have no skill element. So what they want to do is put machines in there that do, to attract younger people to actually gamble. Because all the old people are like, yeah, I'll just press it. And for us, it was like trying to find one that had enough interesting, stupid features to at least be kind of interesting. We were on a Superman the Movie machine, and it had all sorts of weird shit. And I've noticed there's a lot of consistency in how a lot of these machines work because they're made by the same company, and they just reskin everything.
Yeah.
So I was playing the Sons of Anarchy machine, and it had almost identical features to the Superman machine. Like, it was a 5-reel digital thing. So you had to get 3 of a certain thing to activate the feature. And if you got 2, the rest of the reels would start to go at super speed and make sound and shit, and it would take slightly longer to come up. And that was consistent across all of those machines. They all did the same thing. But there's no skill element to them. Right? It's all just random nonsense. Like, and even when they say, "Oh, you can pick this," it's random. Like on the Superman machine, it says, "Oh, pick a news article for what happened, like Superman stops meltdown, whatever." But you can't get the same game every time you hit that. It's random.
Right.
So if you wanted one of the features, you couldn't pick it because that counts as a skill element at that point. So I found that really interesting, but simultaneously they're quite dull.
Yeah. Well, that's why I play Craps.
Yeah. Table game's a lot more
Craps
fun.
that's my go-to Vegas game, and either I walk away feeling like I am a golden god or I'm the saddest man alive.
Yeah.
Because that is, like, you can be up a bunch and one roll, you're like, well, I have no more money.
Oops, I'm broke. All right, bye.
Great.
Yeah,
bye.
it's just gone. Yeah, I mean, I used to play video poker until I just realized video poker is so slow. You're either very, very, very slowly losing money or very, very slowly winning it.
My uncle is super into video poker, and yeah, it takes forever. He's like, I'm just going to go play one game, and we're like, are you done
What do you mean by one game?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you generally, you win back, if you play Jacks or better, strangely enough, if you play, I did some research on this, if you play Deuces Wild, most machines actually have a positive pay ratio. Like, if you play it, but that requires you to play it perfectly. Mm-hmm. So if you play it perfectly, in theory, over the long period of time, you should end up slightly, only slightly. Whereas Jacks or better is just below, like a 1.0 pay ratio. So you very, 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 very slowly lose money.
Right.
Which is why a lot of people like video poker, because they get to sit there for hours, playing the thing, and they get free drinks and stuff, and, that's kind of okay. But generally speaking, gambling on machines is actually quite fucking boring.
Yeah. Yeah, and the interaction, if you go to a table, the interaction with the people who are there with you, and everyone sort of, even though they're all trying to make their own money, everyone's sort of in it together.
Yeah.
And I like that more than just going to a machine and pressing buttons and watching your money vanish.
Yeah,
The only time I'll do a machine is when it's like the end of the night, and I have one of those little tickets for some reason.
And you just want to get rid of it.
And I put it, and I just look around. I scan the room for like the weirdest looking, like Montezuma's Revenge.
Yeah,
I'm in. Let's do it, Montezuma.
There's so many stupid themed ones. We saw the Britney Spears themed one as Rolling Stone. Yes, like that. They've started to convert mobile games. That there's a Zuma machine and a Bejeweled machine now.
Oh,
they don't require any skill at all. They're just themed that way. And they've themed. There's an anime bullshit machine. We found one of those, like Sakura Happiness or something, which is just like anime slots. And depending on which casino you go to, they kind of theme stuff, because the Cosmopolitan is kind of a more techie sort of orientated hotel, so they have more of the big digital games that are maybe more appealing to the kind of clientele they would get. Whereas the more old school casinos will have the more old school machines.
Oh my god, you know what I just thought of? Anybody who thinks that they can make this, go for it. You could steal this idea. What if it was a slot machine where it had like lots of different pieces of different body pillows?
What?
And if it like connected to make a full body pillow of the same character, then you would get money.
I have a feeling that would have very limited appeal.
Someone
That is
make
the
it!
weirdest. I bet that already exists.
Oops.
I bet that already exists.
Probably does to some degree.
I wouldn't even doubt that.
But no, they don't have those amusing video game themed pachinko machines. I was wanting to like, do they have the Silent Hill machine?
Silent Hill
Can I hit
game?
the
Yeah.
lever? No, they just don't export them over here for obvious
the
reasons.
Castlevania one with its scary
Erotic
sexy-
violence.
Erotic violence.
Erotic
Oh man, I want that.
Yes.
Oh god, it's just they're just gambling machines are really bad video games. Like they have no skill involved at all. Not a shred of it.
True facts.
Yeah. They're just
But
pretty.
then if you win money, you feel like
You feel great.
Something happened. Like, yeah, I got the skill.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, when you keep getting rolling features, like, yeah, it was all me. Like, no, I didn't do it. Damn thing. I just got lucky, whereas the previous fuck didn't. It's really as simple as that.
Yeah.
But yes, the gambling machines, really boring, turns out. Really bad video games.
Man.
Who knew?
Yeah.
I don't know how to play craps. I have no idea how that game
Craps
is
is ultra complicated. I still It's been years since I originally learned how to play, and every time I go back to Vegas, especially for Evo, I play it. I still don't know all the ways to win. I couldn't tell. Last time I learned a different strategy. So for a long time, it was always like, spread your money, do all these different things. This past time, it was like, don't do any of that. Put it all on a hard 10, which is 2 5s. And that has apparently, someone did the math. It has like the highest probability of coming up. So if someone gets a 6 and a 4, or I guess there is no 2 and 8, but you know what I mean. Like, if someone gets another thing that isn't hard 10, then you lose your money. But any other time, it just sits there. And people are just throwing this stuff out.
Right.
And when you hit it, it's 7 to 1.
That's a decent payout.
So if you are slowly over time just increasing the amount of money you have on there, eventually if it hits, you're just like, all right, well, I made a ton of money today. I watched a dude at Evo after 3 days walk away with like $14,000.
Jeez!
I watched him like, what? What are you doing? So that's my lesson. My life lesson. You learn something
You didn't
new.
click save, so it didn't go on the screen. I'm helping your sabotage. I don't know
There we
why.
go.
Boobies. I like that.
Yeah.
Now discussing boobies. All right. So are we? Let me tell you, those are wonderful.
They are. You know
They
what
are
else is
great.
wonderful? Overwatch.
Oh.
Yeah.
I guess that's probably going to be the majority of today's show. Will probably be
God,
Overwatch.
I love Overwatch. I love it so much.
It's just so good.
It's pretty good, yes.
Oh, pretty good.
Pretty
it's pretty
good.
fantastic.
Yeah.
They nailed it. Nailed it.
They kind of did, yeah. And I think when you initially play Overwatch, you feel like, oh, this is kind of simple. And there's not really a high skill ceiling or
Simple's
whatever.
good, though.
And then but the thing is, you suddenly realize that actually it's not. And it's got a lot of really cool teamwork involved in it and all sorts of really awesome synergies. And a lot of the guns are actually like really skillful guns. I noticed that almost every Quake weapon is in that game. You know, if you are the guy who was really great with rockets in Quake 3 Arena, you play Farah.
Yep.
Because she's rockets, you know. If you were good with a grenade launcher, you play fucking Junkrat. You know, if you're the kind of person that was really good with a lightning gun, you probably want to play Zara or whatever her name
Zarya.
is.
But it
yeah.
also has the Team Fortress 2 stuff in it as well. So
Yeah,
if you just
it's
wanna
got
sit
bits
there
like
and
that.
Make a turret, and then just stand around your turret.
He's the most boring character in that game, by the way.
Torbjorn is super boring, but super douchey. That is a character that I just uploaded a video this morning that is like a video of me standing by a turret getting 26 free kills. I'm like, thanks.
Oh, I've seen plays of the game. So at the end of every game, for those who don't know, there's a play of the game, which it shows you, and it recaps what the game thinks is the best play of the game. I've had a play of the game where I've been dead, and it's just my turret
Yeah.
killing everything.
I've had
Yeah.
that
It
too.
was just not good at all.
But the game has something for everyone. Like, if you don't think you can handle how fast and crazy Tracer is, like, Tracer, if you play Tracer, you are zipping around the map, and then you're rewinding, and, like...
She's the
it's-
twitchiest character in
Yeah,
that game.
it's fast. Like, if you can't handle that, then there's someone below that you can handle. If you can't handle that, literally, you can go all the way down to, I place a turret in a
And I
tactical
sit there.
position,
Yeah.
or I become a turret in a tactical
I am
position.
Bastion. I sit here
There's
holding
also
down the
that.
left mouse button. Yeah.
And there's other styles too. Like if you're like, well, I like defense, but I'm afraid to get into combat. Play Symmetra and just set up a tactical matrix and just
I
watch
fucking
guys
love
walk in
that.
and get murdered.
Have you taken her little turrets and put them on the payload?
Yes,
it's the
it's super
fucking
douchey.
best. We had 6 of them, and we had a Reaper jump down because he was going to do his Death Blossom thing. He jumps down, he comes out of his sort of wraith form, and instantly all 6 of my turrets go, and he just dies immediately.
There's so many ways to play her. There's so many great tactical advantage points where people can come through a door, but if you put it up and behind the door, they
Yeah,
don't
because
see
you can
it
get a
in
lot of
time.
height on them. Yeah, I love putting them just sort of under and sort of slightly behind them. So above eye level, where people would usually be looking, is perfect to put those little things.
It's great. And if you're just one of those people who I like to classify as like the significant other, I see this all the time. You'd love Mercy.
Mercy, yeah.
Because I see that all the time. There's a player, usually it's a Reaper, and they're just a Mercy following him. And I'm like, they're dating. I'm convinced, like, oh yeah, no, they're dating.
The best combo for that, I think, is Farah, because so Mercy is a sort of angel-winged healer, and her movement ability allows her to fly to whatever her target is. the thing is, Farah can fly. So if Farah goes airborne, you can also go airborne. Because you could just follow her. So the Farah just zips across the map in the air, raining rockets down. And there's just Mercy that just goes behind, and is like linked to her via a kind of healing beam. So there's a lot of really interesting, unique mechanics in that game.
And every character has a counter. And even though people say they don't, everyone does. And it's just a matter of teamwork. Like, if there's a Bastion and a Torbjorn and a Crossfire, and they are just hammering at the point you need to take, a lot of people will be like, oh, this is impossible. That's why you're allowed to switch characters.
Yeah, you can switch characters instantly. So just like switch out a couple of tracers, get behind them, pulse bomb them, whatever.
Cool.
You know?
I'm really glad that they employed that, because I really like that element of TF2 where you can be like, oh man, they have this
like 4
kind of play.
heavies.
I guess I'll swap to this character. Yeah. Today was the very first time I had played Overwatch since last year's BlizzCon.
Yeah.
And it was so, like, Junkrat, super fun.
He's great. He's one of my favorites.
I loved the feeling of using the ultimate and, like, going up
guiding his wheel
yeah,
of
just
doom.
going up and blowing up, like, 3 people at a time. So satisfying.
I love getting that behind, like, if there's a fucking Reinhardt and all of his dudes are huddled behind his big shield, he's advancing forward, just right behind him, bang! It's perfect.
Yeah, Reinhardt was fun too for me.
Yeah,
Reinhardt is
him.
another one that I guess like you don't get to do a whole lot with aside from shield, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I
felt like I was useful at
his
least.
shield is super good at a really great example is if you're on Temple of Anubis, that last objective B, everyone always stands there with their turrets and stuff pointing down that long hallway.
Yeah.
And if you're Reinhardt, you put your shield up and you walk towards them, and then you unload your charge ability and you kill everyone.
Yeah, especially if you have your ultimate, which is kind of a shockwave. You know, you eat up the damage on your shield, which is about 2,000 damage. You charge in, hopefully don't get shot in the process, and then strike your hammer down, knock everybody down, and wipe them out that way.
And there's so many ways to effectively play that game. Each character plays differently, but each character can win the game for someone, like for a team. And I love that. I love that at its core, it seems simple. It seems real simple. And then deep
it
down,
is on an individual level.
Yeah, but then deep down there's so much more to it. And I'm like, I can't even stress how much I've played and how much I love this game. Yesterday, I was like, I'm going to record for a little bit. I think it was like 7 hours I played. I'm not even going to lie.
I've just been playing it in the hotel whenever I've had the chance to play it.
It's so good.
So, you know, people are like, you know, is it quite like TF2? Well, I mean, it is and it isn't. So, on a basic level, it's a team versus team game, which is 6-on-6, and currently there are 2 gameplay modes. This is actually one of the weaknesses of the game, I think, because the gameplay modes are really basic.
Capture the point and payload,
which
are the 2 most
basic
popular.
Wait, hold on.
shit.
There's 3. Capture the point and payload.
And then payload, yeah. And you get
true.
attack or defense on all those. And they're fairly short rounds, about 10 minutes, generally speaking. And you have a 6-person team, and they have a nice little team selection screen where it gives you tips as to what your team composition is like. So if you've got like 5 assaults, like your team has no tank hero, your team has no support, and it generally means people will sort of gravitate to making those things go away, which is actually quite clever. And you pick your composition before, but you can switch on the fly whenever you want, as after you die, basically. So if you're saying, "Oh shit, our composition is going to work," we're just gonna switch out and then go from there.
Oh, it turns out going all tracers was a terrible idea. I should probably.
I strongly disagree.
Sometimes I've done 5 tracers, 1 Junkrat, and it has been the best game I've ever played.
I
It was
got
so good.
destroyed by a 4 tracer team. We just before the show, we went up against 4 Winstons.
Yeah, that was awesome.
4 Winstons, a Reaper, and a fucking Lucio, who was like an AoE healer buffer dude.
Dude, Lucio's so good.
Oh god, and like they kept just dropping down the shield bombs, and we couldn't stop them. I picked Tracer to start with, and I was like, "There's 4 Winstons here. I'm Tracer. I'm fucked."
Yep.
Like in TF2, obviously there are characters which counter other characters. The most interesting thing about this is there's 20 characters and not 9. Yeah.
Right.
And each of them has their own unique weapon, usually 2, and a couple of abilities and an ultimate. So they've got a bit of a mix in there, and they've thrown in a little bit of Dota, a little bit of League of Legends in there for good measure. So your ultimates can be real game changers. But more often than not, the really powerful stuff usually has either a long setup time or requires very specific positioning to pull off.
Yep.
So a great example is McCree's ultimate. So McCree's ultimate will make a big sound. Like whenever that goes off, everyone on the map hears like it's high noon.
It's like, ah!
Yeah, there's actually a tumbleweed that spawns as
Yeah.
well and rolls across, which is great. And he moves really slowly and he glows bright red. But everybody he locks onto, assuming he lives, he clicks,
And
bang,
they're
bang, bang,
dead.
bang, bang.
Yeah.
They're all dead, instantly. Stupidly powerful. Like, you can wipe out an entire team with that. But in order to set that up, you have to be in the best possible position. Your team has got to be distracting for you. And you've got to make sure that you don't just get easily taken down.
Right.
Yeah.
So really effective, really good, powerful, game-changing ultimates, but they all have something of a downside.
Well, that's just like Farah. I've heard more death from a I've heard more of those.
Death from a bleh.
Yeah, she flies up in the air and unlaunches like 50 rockets on the ground, but she's up in the air
Once she's
by
up there,
herself,
everybody
standing
knows
there
where she is.
stationary.
Yeah.
And if you're just a Widowmaker, you're like, oh, all right, free kill. It's great.
Yeah,
It's
pop.
great.
Yeah, you just pop her instantly because that's the only time where she's not moving.
The thing is, you don't have to jump up there. People just do it because they think it gives them an advantage. If you can get in a hallway, you can press your alt as Farah and kill
And do it from the
everyone in the
ground.
hallway. It's
Absolutely.
great.
Yeah, people just love to do it because her main movement ability is jump packs. It's
Yeah.
like, damn, we better jump in the air. Well, that's not necessarily the best way to do it. But it's what interests me is that character was pretty clearly designed by people that actually play Quake 3. Because think about, like, with a rocket launcher, how you generally play Quake 3 with a rocket launcher. You're rocket jumping a lot, and of course, your rocket precision and leading the target is key to you being really, really good. And that splash damage isn't that great, but you hit someone dead on with a rocket, they're dead. Farah is like, okay, let's take that to the next logical step. So with a rocket launcher, you're going to be very mobile. What if we gave her a fucking jetpack?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you basically do exactly what you would expect out, and then you tie the ultimate into that, which is like, oh shit, okay, so I have a jetpack and I can combo this with my ultimate, which is the big rocket kind of barrage, death bloom sort of thing that rains down from above. And there's all sorts of stuff like that. The Junkrat with his concussion bomb,
Junkrat.
it's a conch jump.
Yeah.
It's a conch jump from Team Fortress 1. It's exactly the same function, but it can also be used as an offensive device.
And I honestly, I did not. JP posted a GIF today, I think, of
Someone
a
just
Junkrat-
said, by the way, I wish Farah could rocket jump. She can. You actually can.
Yeah, yeah. JP posted a video of on whatever the Russian map is. I'm trying to think of the name, like Zubabaya.
Volskaya Industries?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it is. Zubabaya, you know.
Yeah.
You can literally put a grenade or put a mine on the ground, bop it, fly up in the air, and as you're over the edge of the map, throw another one down and instantly explode it and get around
back.
the map. I was like,
Yeah?
I never even thought of that.
Oh god, I love doing that shit with Tracer's rewind. Like, I'll accidentally jump off a cliff, like, shit, rewind! Whoop! Right back off the cliff or whatever.
That game, that Winston game, the
Yeah.
second that he spawned as Tracer, he was like, I'm going to do some bullshit. And then almost died and was like, no,
No.
oops.
Yeah, because I was like, can I do that? Because Tracer has 3 teleports in a row, 3 short teleports. Can I teleport off the cliff, quickly turn around and teleport back on before I fall to my death? It turns out I wasn't quick enough, but like, shit, rewind, and then rewound right back onto the cliff. There's actually some stupidly high skill ceiling stuff you can do with a lot of those characters. But the thing is that not every character's like that. That's kind of the interesting thing about that game.
Hashtag Bastion.
Yeah, Bastion. Which and it's kind of the same thing with TF2 as well. You know, they take kind of the best parts of TF2 in that respect. There are some stupidly skillful things you can do in TF2, like with the scout and with the not the sniper. Sniper sucks, but you know the scout in particular. Very, very skillful. The soldier, very skillful. But not every character's like that. You know, Winston doesn't require a great deal of skill. I mean, his main weapon is a chain lightning gun that you barely have to aim.
Yeah. It
No.
just sort of arcs at people.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's a team game, so it's okay. Like, it's not a 1v1 dueling game. Because it's a team game, it's okay for someone to have a lower skill ceiling weapon, because it maybe isn't as good as something in a particular situation. Like, if you can't get in the middle of someone with that lightning gun, it sucks.
Yeah.
And the lightning gun is really only good at taking out low HP characters. Like, you get a Tracer on you, and you have that lightning gun, Tracer's dead. Because Tracer, it doesn't matter how much Tracer zips around, she's going to get zapped anyway. I fucking hate that when I'm playing Symmetra. And I set up my little turrets. In comes Winston, zap everything in my... I spent hours setting this up. What the fuck,
Yeah.
guy?
You didn't spend hours.
A couple of minutes at least.
But the thing is that I think is really interesting is seeing the ways that you... It's like the way that you are rewarded for just being present in the battle. It's very Heroes of the Storm-like in that you get credit for kills just
Yeah.
for helping,
Yeah.
and it makes you feel good.
Yeah, it does.
And then at the end, it's like, oh, well, these are the kills you got just by yourself. But it gives you the overall, like, you know what, you
did all right, buddy.
Yeah,
Good
and you get,
job.
like,
You
the
can't
overall, like,
see your KD during the game, can you?
No.
Which is good. Is there a way?
I think you can
I
press
think you can
tab
press
to
tab
see,
and see, but you can't
but I'm not
see
sure
a
what it
ranking.
shows. I haven't
Yeah, you
looked at
can't
that
see
screen in a
everybody
long time.
else's.
You
I
don't
think
see
you just
a
see your
ranking,
own,
yeah.
which is kind of nice because you don't get people turn around and tell you, "Oh, you're shit." You know what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
It's generally it's more obfuscated as to how much you're contributing, so everyone's just kind of working as a team. You know, I mean, I've spent games just I am Bastion and not Bastion, sorry, I'm Reinhardt and I'm standing in front of the payload. That's what I do all game. I'm just blocking as much damage as possible, and I'll probably get recognized for that at the end of the game. Because it'll say you
will
blocked the
literally
most
say, like,
damage,
yeah, you were
and people
amazing
can
for
give
that.
you a commendation for that.
Yeah, there's all sorts of great things you can do, and then again, for everyone who's like, well, if you have a Reinhardt who's walking with the payload and they have this whole team set up, there's a counter for that too. Just someone play Hanzo, and just wreck him.
Yeah,
Like,
use Hanzo's ultimate just goes right through it, and
there's so many.
It's
a pretty well balanced game for being beta.
yeah,
Beta,
I think
yeah.
I think there's a couple of things obviously that probably Bastion probably needs a nerf, and a lot of people
Well,
are
they
saying
have.
that.
I mean,
Did they nerf him recently?
at BlizzCon, myself and the guys that I was playing with went through and did a 5 Bastion,
You're the worst.
1 Reinhardt combo.
You're the worst.
To the point where, I think I've told the story before, where a guy who was there to review the game stood up and was like, "It's not even fun!" and just left. Because we just made his life miserable.
No, it's definitely better than it was
Oh, it
at
used to be
BlizzCon
super
because it was
broken.
literally like anybody who played Bastion, you were hosed.
It was
Yeah, it's a
dead.
very, very
Really.
easy character to play. But someone was pointing out, like in the chat earlier, it kind of supports all skill levels. Like that, there are characters. If you suck at FPS in every way, there are still characters you can play
Yep.
and be useful with.
Very useful.
You know? But if you're really fucking good at FPS, there are characters where you,
You
will
can be
excel.
fucking Hanzo and make everyone hate you.
Fuck Hanzo.
Or, I mean, Zenyatta is a great character if you are afraid that, like, if you aren't quick with your mouse and, like, getting people and killing them.
Yeah, it's got a bit of auto aim on it.
His ability is a debuff that just wrecks the other team.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is just mouse over the thing and quickly spam your button.
Yeah.
Because it will auto if it sees a person.
Yeah.
And it's
It's-
such an easy character to play, and you're so useful.
Yeah, they've taken some lessons from Dota style games like League of Legends and Heroes of the Storm and Dota and everything like that. Instead of making it a pure FPS, they've said, it's actually okay if we have certain weapons that are easy to use. I mean, fuck, Soldier 70 whatever his face
Oh
that
my
I
god,
play.
his weapon is just spray and pray, and his ult is super spray and pray.
Yeah, I mean, his ult is literally auto aim.
Yep.
It's auto aim.
3 kills.
And you might think, well, that fucking sucks. Like, what the fuck? He's gonna have an amazing KD. Yeah, but it doesn't matter because he doesn't get anything from his KD, and there are more useful characters than him. Like, he's good at taking people down at medium range, and he's got a bit of a heal. But if
he also has a run. He's the only character in the
Yeah,
game
that can
with
run.
a run.
Yeah.
yeah, which is actually really useful
It's-
because they're all payload and attack defense maps, so getting back there is super important as fast as possible. And you know,
that's
yeah,
that's
and people
fantastic.
are okay with that. There's 2 characters with wall hacks for God's sake. Fucking Widowmaker's ultimate
Widowmaker's
and Hanzo's
Hanzo's,
Sonic Arrow.
uh,
Yeah.
Bleh.
And all of these are okay things because it's a 20 class FPS that's team based that has a few little bits of Dota in there for good measure, and it just all works out. And you know what I really think about that game is that game actually has a ton of potential competitively.
Yeah.
I would
I would
watch
agree.
that. I would watch it.
I would
It's-
agree. I think the hardest part would be is they would have to make their spectator mode have like what Widowmaker's ult is. So because there's so many corridors and inside bits that in order to actually have a camera up above, it would require you to have they would have to really work on making spectator.
They need to look at what
amazing.
Counter-Strike does. Counter-Strike Go in its current state right now is very, very good to watch. And it's mostly down to they use outlines. So they basically use a wall hack. And they fill the outlines in when they take damage, which is great. They also have tracking for where grenades go. So you throw a grenade, you see a line, and you see the bounce, and you see
Oh, I
exactly
see.
where it went.
Right.
And I've been watching a bit of Counter-Strike lately. and I don't play much of that game, but it's hella fun to watch. And this, for me, has got some of the best aspects of Twitch shooters with Dota-style games. And there's a lot of teamwork involved. There's some sick combos, like there's some sick two-person combos, but there's some sick entire team combos. And the fact that they can switch strategies on the fly makes things really, really interesting to me.
Yeah, and there isn't an issue with, like, oh, well, the draft's coming up. Like, you don't have to worry about that crap. Like, there is no, like...
Though it would be interesting if you had to. I wonder if they would put that in a competitive mode.
I would hate that to exist. Like,
Hero ban?
Like, you can lose before the game even starts if you just draft poorly. Like, I think that would be... I like the idea, if this is a game where it's you can change on the fly, then I have no problem watching a professional match where it's like 4 dudes are rolling as Tracer in a thing. I think that'd be amazing. And the other team's like, you want to go Tracer? We got 5 Tracers. I think that'd be hilarious.
We've got 5 Winstons or whatever, you know?
That'd be hilarious. I have no problem with that.
Yeah, the switching on the fly thing is actually a big deal, you know? It's like you mentioned with TF2.
What are you looking at?
I'm just trying to... I can't read chat from back
Oh,
here.
I will...
My eyeballs are bad.
You were, like, obsessed. I couldn't...
Is that better?
I
couldn't figure out what you were...
I was just
like,
curious.
huh?
I was just curious what they were saying.
Calm down, old lady.
Apparently they're talking about One Punch Man instead of Overwatch.
One Punch Man is great. But,
yeah, I mean, it's like you were saying with TF2 that, you know, against certain builds, yeah, you'll have to change on the fly with a different strategy. Overwatch is that, but pushed up to 11 because there are now 20 characters, and they're putting another one. Their newest one is a StarCraft pro gamer.
What?
Yeah, female StarCraft pro gamer, apparently. I don't know what she's going to do.
Kawaii.
Yeah, sort of like kind of cute Korean kind of female pro gamer or whatever.
I have no idea how they're... But I mean, if they can make Lucio a character that is crazy, actually really fun to play, like a character that shouldn't really exist, but is really, really fun to play.
Lucio is fucking Jet Set Radio the character.
Yeah.
You can fucking wall grind and shit with that guy. He's pretty cool.
It is so ridiculous that character is even like a playable character, and they made it incredible. He's super fun, and he might be the best healer in the game right now. Like, he's really, really good.
Is
I am super
there a story to Overwatch?
There's a... I have been in several events where Chris Metzen has specifically been like, there is a story. I have written it.
Yep.
I have created a massive story, and it is a very well thought out story. We're going to have a bunch of books and comics and all sorts of things, but it's not in the game. It's like, but you can see hints of it in the game, like...
I think, is it Watchpoint Gibraltar, where there's a big blackboard that has all of Winston's plans written on it?
Yeah, like Winston is trying to get Overwatch back together because basically they're factions, and so one faction is like Widowmaker and Reaper and all those guys, and they're the baddies.
All the bad guys.
And Overwatch is essentially...
yeah, that's the new character. Hana Devar Song. So basically, looks like a Korean pro gamer, essentially.
So basically, Overwatch is disbanded, and they're trying to get them back together, and Winston is leading that, and so Watchpoint Gibraltar is like Winston trying to get like this satellite into space to call Overwatch back, and yeah, he has like a Winston spacesuit in there, and he has all these different things, and Watchpoint Gibraltar is the most Easter egg filled map. Like, there's so much stuff going on in that map.
You think that's the most Easter egg filled map? What about the one with the Blizzard arcade in it?
Hanamura is amazing.
Yeah. So
that one's really. But I'm talking about like in their world Easter egg.
Yeah. I mean, this is all like
Hanamura
there's an entire arcade
Blizzard
filled with
Easter
fake
eggs,
Blizzard games.
The Murloc in that, the ramen shop, Rikimura, the ramen shop, has a Murloc and a UFO, and if you shoot it, it goes, rah, 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 rah. And then if you go inside, there's like all these like cute Murlocs everywhere on the map. It's great. There's
You would play Fighters of the Storm though. You got to admit.
all
they
the
have
games there. I'm
2D
like,
fighting game. Yeah.
and then the Dorado, the marketplace that has all the pinatas. There's Diablo pinatas and all sorts of. It's a very, very Blizzard game.
Yeah.
Where they're like, we're gonna put everything in it, but everything has a story, and the Russian map has its like giant robots because there was like a robot revolt and stuff. Like, there's a whole
that was the whole
story.
point of Overwatch, right? Like to fight the robot revolt or something.
Yeah, and
which I guess is why Bastion's like the friendly robot who has the little bird that he likes and all that kind of thing.
Then there's Australia, which is literally what they've basically confirmed. Like, Australia is
Mad Max.
Yeah. And so Junkrat and Roadhog are from that group.
Fucking love Roadhog, by the way.
Yeah. Roadhog's great.
Roadhog is fucking
Stitches.
Yeah, he's Pudge and Stitches. Hooking people in. Fucking Tracer just ran around. Tracer here, blah blah blah. Hook, bang. just shut the fuck up.
And it is, it's
here,
like
bang!
it's
Shut
like
up.
a really good MOBA combo where it's like you hook them and pull them right at you and point blank range shotgun to the face and they're dead.
Yeah.
It's like
Love it.
this
Love
is
it.
great. Yeah.
Fucking love Roadhog. Yeah, it's. Yeah, I was not initially, like, I was impressed in some ways by them initially. The more I've played it, the more I've gotten the idea of what they're going for. And I think it works. It works really, really well. And that's probably why there's a bunch of games that are coming out that are going to be kind of like that. I mean, right now there's a technical test for Battleborn, which a lot of people are saying, and it's supposed to be NDA, but they're talking about it anyway. It's like, yeah, so this is, you know, that's more quite literally a first-person Dota-style game, first-person MOBA. You know, it's like creep waves, leveling up, and items and shit like that.
Yeah.
And then there's Paladins, which is coming from Hi-Rez. It seems like, you know, the next way that people are going to go is they're going to take a look at TF2. They're going to say, all right, now we're going to add some abilities in there. You know, we're going to give you a couple of weapons per class, and we're going to add some abilities and maybe an ultimate and all that sort of thing. And as it stands, Overwatch is kind of leading the way there for just being a really, really solid entry to that genre. And I just really love the team play in that game.
Yeah.
There's a lot of skill if you want it. You know?
Yeah.
Or you can play the easiest fucking character in the game, you know? Just sit behind a fucking turret, yelling Molten Core every once in a while.
And I love that they have, I mean, people have already hacked into the game and figured out what's coming. And so, like I've seen in the past, I'm surprised it wasn't in beta, but they do have, like, the more you play a character, you level that character up, you unlock things for that character, but it's all cosmetic. So, like,
Yeah,
you
they're
change the
actually
way your
saying
weapon
that all
looks.
of the heroes are going to be available all the time for people.
That's awesome.
Which I think is the
Good.
right way to go, because it's just as you were saying about the switching, if you didn't have all of those characters available for everybody, that switching goes away. And that I think is a really important element of the game.
That whole mechanic of being able to like analyze the way that the other team is playing and respond to it is
Yes.
lost if you aren't able to use any character you want.
Yeah, and you know, it makes me think when I'm playing, it's like, you know what? One of the initial complaints I had about it is like, you know, the distance from spawn to objective's kind of long. But then I realized, hang on a minute. If the game's designed around switching your composition to counter the opponents, then that rush distance is key to making sure that that's kind of spaced out. So if you switch your composition, you've then got to get back to the location, and it'll take you about a minute. So you're not having the composition change every 10 fucking seconds. You know, so the game is kind of evolving at a steady, solid pace throughout.
And they're teleporters.
Yeah,
in the
that's
game.
why you should have Symmetra. Because
is fantastic.
yeah, she's my go-to support. She's a lot of fun. I love hitting people with the fully charged fucking plasma bolt thing from her gun.
The problem is she doesn't have, like, a decent heal.
No, she doesn't. She's
not a good healer,
she's
but
a heal
good
and forget.
secondary. Like, if you have a Mercy or a Zenyatta or a Lucio.
Yeah, she's a good off healer. I like her on a team of a lot of squishy assault characters because, and correct me if I'm wrong here, she puts a shield on people, and that
Yes.
shield is it's a rechargeable 50 shields.
And it's
And it's
they have
regardless
it
of what
for
character.
literally ever.
Until they have it until they die, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they always have this shield. So if you, at the start of the game, before the game even starts, you
You
can get
buff
off on
everyone
2
with it.
people. And with the cooldown timer.
You
And
can
then-
actually do everybody.
Really?
I've tried, yeah. You've got to start immediately, but you can buff everybody else on your team with that shield.
Yeah, and then you have 5 shields.
Yeah, which is great. If you're playing like a squishy team that are like 150, 200 HP characters, that's 50 shields on top of that is huge.
Yeah.
It's absolutely massive. Where if you've got a team of tanks, you probably don't want Symmetra.
Can you stack other shields?
You can
stack. So if
you
I
can
had,
stack with armor, but
I
you
was gonna
can't
say, if I
stack
had
with other
Torbjorn,
shields.
can I throw down armor and
Yes.
then pick that up plus the
Yes,
shields?
you can have armor
Oh
plus
my
shields.
God.
Yeah, so
Give that.
I think that's a
to-
great combo. You know,
to
if you,
Reinhardt and just send him in like, what up, haters?
I don't know if that would be so good. I mean, because the thing is, Reinhardt already has 500 HP anyway. Like 100 extra HP on top of that isn't that much. But if you have like a team of like Reaper, Tracer, like a couple of Pharahs, like that suddenly the Pharah suddenly has 300 HP instead of 200. The Tracer suddenly has 250 instead of 150. That's almost double. You know, that's huge. So I think like again, it depends on the team. Like Mercy and what's his face Zenyatta, much better for tankier teams because they can consistently heal over time.
Right.
So if you have a big HP pool, those healers are much better for them. But if you've got a squishier team, you probably want to be thinking a bit more about the buffing kind of guys.
Right.
So there's a lot in that.
I'm really interested to see because they data mined that they're allowing you to reskin weapons.
Can you hold this for me for a second?
Yes, I can.
And I'm very curious what that means, because that would be awesome. Or
yeah, a bit much. But I mean, yeah, I guess, that'll be fine.
we're still bright.
Yeah, you can go back to that. That'll be okay.
I got a plan.
She needs a lighting rig in here. She really needs a lighting rig.
Yes, we became very white all of a sudden. Like,
implying we are not already very white.
Unlimited whiteness
Indeed.
occurred.
Yeah, I definitely think the way to go is definitely skins and all that sort of thing.
Right.
I mean, they are resisting what I think would be a very bad thing indeed, and that's the thing that they did with Heroes, which is $10 fucking Heroes. They are resisting that.
I hope to God it's...
Oh God. Oh dear.
How bright is that going to be?
She's got a giant spotlight in here.
How bright? Poor Gerard. He's going to be like, what happened to my light?
It's...
What? I steal this all the time.
There's good... Why don't you have your own?
Of course you do.
It's part of my rent. It's part of my rent here. I can use whatever I want, okay? God.
That is true. Let's burn this place down.
Just the one setting on that, not two.
Wait, why aren't you...
She broke it.
She broke it.
She broke it, Gerald.
There you go. No. One. There.
Perfect.
Good. Yeah, there we go.
Nailed it.
It's still only one spot, so we're gonna have shadows. But whatever. It's better than what it was. Better than what it was. There you go.
It's fine.
Sorry, these lights are not that hot. I mean, I've got the same lighting kit at home. Anyway, yeah. I mean, it's gonna be free to play, and I think that you really could kill this game by putting those characters behind paywalls. In many ways.
I'm really... this has been asked in many of the events I've gone to at Blizzard. This has been asked every time. What's the pay model going to be?
And they refuse to tell you.
And they've never said.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest. I'd be totally 100% okay with it being totally free and just pay for skins and things.
Of course you would
They'll
be.
never do that. But
I think that's the only way they can do it right now. Because think about, what other business models are there? They could do buy up front, which is highly unlikely. I mean, for a multiplayer-only shooter, they're just not likely to do that. And obviously, they want a huge player base. So they're probably going to be free. So what else can you do? There's no progression in the game. None. So you can't sell experience boosters. And if you sell characters, you fuck up the key aspect of that game, as you were mentioning, being able to switch out. And it literally does become a situation where if you go up against a team that has 20 characters, and they all have 20 characters unlocked, and you only have 5, they could literally create a composition you couldn't beat. So that would be actual pay to win there.
I don't understand why there would be a problem with just pay up front.
I think a lot of people are unwilling to pay up front for a multiplayer-only game that doesn't have a single-player component.
Yeah, especially one that, I mean...
You can play against AI.
You can't, though.
The AI, it's terrible.
You can't. The AI is awful.
It's just awful, no.
But yeah, no, I think they would smartly charge you for cosmetic stuff.
Absolutely. And I'd pay through the nose for that, by the way. If it's the quality of the assets that are currently in the game, I'd pay for that instantly. I mean, they've got some interesting stuff. Have you noticed the game has a spray function?
Yeah. Press T. Have you pressed C and done all the emotes for the characters?
Yeah, the characters have a bunch of emotes and dances and things like that. The spray is like, whoa, this is like old school Team Fortress.
They could sell sprays. If they were smart, they'd take all the Blizzard events they do and they'd be like, we're having a design a spray contest.
Yeah.
Oh, that would kill.
Yeah, you could definitely make some little microtransactions out of that. Absolutely. Skins. I mean, the asset quality. Hats. Yeah, I was blown away by how much detail there is in things like the weapons. Did you notice when you were playing Junkrat that when you jump, the little flap on the front of the grenade launcher slowly rises up and then comes back down?
I didn't notice
And when you
That's
jump,
awesome.
his little grenades, they bounce around inside the tube.
There's
so much detail.
Awesome.
Every character has something like that too.
Yeah.
If you play, even as Torbjorn, his little like top part moves when he walks.
I love how he reloads as well. Like when he's in molten core mode, he pours like molten slag into his weapon, and
when he plays Zenyatta, he's constantly doing things with his hands all the time.
I love his animation. Just because his whole boo 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 sort of like throwing everything out there. Even his melee animation is a fucking kung fu kick.
Right.
It's just like everything is themed really, really well to the character. They could have been lazy and just have everyone's melee animation pretty much be the same thing, like a gun butt, but they don't. Everyone has a different melee depending on what they've got. Like the fucking Roadhog uses his hook to melee. Like so it just whacks you with the hook instead of like just butting you with the gun.
And I said this before. I'm going to say this again. I said it on Twitter. I firmly believe this. The amount of Rule 34 that has appeared last week is ungodly. And all that does is prove that people are in love with the characters in this game.
Absolutely.
And if you give that to them for free and then say, here's other stuff you can buy, people
to
will
make your
buy
characters
that
prettier
so effing quickly.
Yeah.
And it's true.
There's
it's
a lot of
absolutely
character.
true. Rule 34 equals popularity on the internet. hands down.
Well, people are
Definitely.
also parroting the phrases. That's kind of a key thing that I notice in like if it becomes sort of a Twitch copy pasta.
Cavalry's here.
The cavalry's here, and people start doing justice reigns from above with like the little fucking like everyone get in here thing from Hearthstone. Like if it becomes something like that, then you know you've come up with something like that's a little bit iconic that's actually resonated with people. And there's a lot of that. Like I want to just do an entire video of me just going, the cavalry's here. Tracer here, and just like bullshit on voice comms and just pissing people off that way. Like everyone does have a good amount of unique character to them.
Oh my god. You know, that would be so amazing if like a bunch of us got into the same game with one other person.
And all were RPing the shit out of our characters.
Like, hello, Gov!
Tracer here!
The cavalry's here! Just like
blah,
all
blah,
of
blah.
us over voice
The
chat.
streets
And
and chimneys,
this
what?
one poor person is like, what
Is happening? That's the way to go.
Yep.
Yeah, let's do it. We'll get 5 of us together, 5 Tracer team. We join as a group, and the one guy. Tracer here!
Tracer here!
Tracer here! Oh, God.
Oh my god.
No, I've actually found myself in a game with a Winston, a dead Winston, be like, "Get up, big guy!" Like whatever the fuck she says. Like, "Get up, big guy!"
Yeah,
Oh my
it's
God.
got a ton of character to it. Like it was really, really impressive. Voice packs, as people were saying, I would not pay to have Tracer tell me that I wasn't pushing the cart enough, but yeah, there's definitely some that I would have.
Plus, it's a Blizzard game, so eventually there's gonna be like Murky Tracer, which
Yeah.
I would buy in a
Hot.
heartbeat.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean they can just very easily take the skins from other games. It's like, oh, you want to be fucking dressed as Arthas as you play Reaper? By all means, here you go.
As
Here
you
it
play
is.
Reinhardt.
You want to be a fucking like StarCraft Reaper playing Pharah with the jetpack? Go, you know.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely a lot that they could do.
Oh,
with
there's
that.
a Nova skin for Widowmaker.
Oh,
I'm sure that
of
exists
course-
already somewhere.
If that doesn't already exist, yeah, I mean that I think's the smart way to go, and it would be gutsy if they did. Like it really, really would. It would be pretty damn ballsy if they went that way, and I think that maybe they're a company big enough with enough hype behind that game enough to actually do that.
Yeah.
And if they do that, I think they're gonna get a large market share.
That's so the goodwill alone of being like, it's a free game, everything about it's free.
Yeah, they're pulling
Enjoy.
a Valve at
Yeah.
that point.
Yeah.
They're pulling because to some degree this game has to compete with Dota games because it's got a little bit of stuff from there, and it's got to compete with TF2.
Yep.
You can't compete with TF2 if you're going to charge for characters. You just can't do it. People are going to turn around and say, "Why the fuck aren't I just playing TF2?"
Yeah.
And it's just kind of the same with competing with Dota as well. Only League and Smite have been successful. League only in terms of size, and Smite because you can pay $30 and get all the characters forever.
Yeah.
That's the only way that actually works out. So I mean, it's I think they've got to go that way, and I think if they don't, they're gonna miss out, and that's gonna suck. But right now, I mean, Overwatch is super impressive.
It is.
I'll
It's
be really
such a good game.
excited for the Naruto costumes.
Oh God.
Oh man, I want a what is that kid's name who became a piece of armor in Full Metal Alchemist?
Oh, Ed and Al.
Alphonse?
Alphonse.
Alphonse. Yeah.
Yes, I want that. I want him as Reinhardt, and I want the little kid voice too. Funimation, get on that
Yes,
business.
please.
Jump on there.
Funimation and Blizzard, please just do this.
Get him that
And
little
then
cute.
give us all the weeb costumes we desire.
Yeah, I think there's so much that they can do, and I think if they just realize that the hype train is massive,
It is.
and the best way to not kill it is be like, by the way, at BlizzCon we're announcing it's totes free. They would.
Yeah.
I
what
think they
the-
probably will, because they've kind of hinted to that at this point anyway. Because didn't one of the devs say, "Yeah, we want everyone to have access to all the characters"?
Yes, and but that still could be we're gonna charge you up front for it all. But I think if they said we're gonna do it completely free, but the way you get is through the Blizzard launcher. That's because the Blizzard launcher is literally like free ads for all their other games.
Yeah, because then you drag people into Hearthstone and Heroes and all that sort of thing as well.
And I think and because then they're like, do you want this character skin? Well, in order to get it, you have to
go beat this mission on StarCraft. Go
Yeah.
get the Silver League, or go play 20 games in Hearthstone. I mean, they're already doing that cross promo stuff, and
Yeah,
it
they've been
obviously
doing it for a
works.
while.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is that game. It's a new IP, and I think people who aren't into Blizzard games aren't in it because they weren't interested in the previous I don't care about Warcraft. I don't care about Diablo. I never cared about StarCraft. This is the one that's going to get them in. It's like, well, maybe you should care about those other ones if you want to get your awesome
It also
skin.
seems to have just a really wide appeal. Like, the competitive players are playing, and they're playing the competitive characters. But, like, I'm noticing, like, basically every female that I know who's into gaming is wanting Overwatch. Like, they want to play it. And that's unusual for a first-person shooter, because it's a genre that's dominated by men, for the most part. And it seems like this has a wide appeal, probably based on the way the characters are designed, the fact that they're very kind of larger than life, very well fleshed out. And also, there are plenty of characters you can play that you don't have to be super 300 APM, super accuracy kind of Quake guy, but you can still play well and contribute well to the team.
Yeah, and I think in that way as well, it'll make it a lot easier for groups of people that have varying skill sets to all play together.
Yeah.
It'll become a really good game for groups of people.
I've played over the last week with StarCraft players, with dudes who are just streamers, with people who have only played Minecraft as like their YouTube channel. I'm like, what is that guy doing here?
I ran
Let's
into a
kill him.
full CS:GO stack. We got destroyed. It wasn't even funny.
We played one time against a stack of guys from France who were like Team Fortress pros, which I had no idea existed.
Oh yeah.
It was
In
the
Europe
most
it does.
embarrassing. I was like, well, that video's not going online.
Just got destroyed.
I was like, delete.
Absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, but everyone is into this, and because I think it has something for everybody. Like, I think they found a way to include something for everyone in this game, and they just nailed it. I think if I had to come up with improvements, I wouldn't say that there are any characters that are bad. I would say that there are some maps that could use some refining, and the objectives could use refining. Like, there could be more of those.
I want different game modes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Game modes.
I
That's
want
what I was
game
referring to.
modes that aren't the exact same.
The game modes suck right now. Like, they're purely utilitarian, and the map design is okay, and I like the fact that there's always seems to be like a way around people.
Yeah.
But
did someone in chat be like, Zarya is because Blizzard was trying to...
No. There was the issue a while ago that some websites decided to get up in arms because all the female characters that were unveiled at that point were too athletic, basically. Like, they all claimed that they were all the same body type, which is actually bullshit. They weren't all the same body type.
Aren't.
But none of them were, kind of larger, bulkier, whereas obviously the males, there were a couple of males that were larger and bulkier. Then, of course, they unveiled Zarya or whatever, and...
Trust me, I've looked at every one of their butts. They're all different. Every single one.
They're definitely all different shapes.
Widowmaker got that ass. Tracer flat, just a bored character. Trust me.
There
trust
were
me,
some
nerds.
issues
I've
with
done
that.
the work for us.
Yeah,
they're all different.
Yeah, but there's a huge diverse fucking selection of people in there. I'm not even gonna. It's not even a worthwhile argument.
Oh, it's not. But for anyone who's like, Zarya was made because social justice wars. No,
bullshit.
That was months of development.
Yeah,
she was in
really
development
think
for a long time,
Yeah,
right?
they showed footage of a fully functional character. And you think they came up with that in a week because someone on Tumblr complained? No,
That's
they had
absolutely
that.
what
They
happened,
had that
yes.
planned anyway.
That's what happened.
Zarya's fucking hard to play, by the way.
I
Like,
had a lot of fun with her. I actually...
you did really well with her.
I
was
good,
terrible.
good stats playing with her.
I was fucking awful with her because, like, her main is basically a lightning gun. Like, you've got to be able to keep that on the target, but she's really powerful.
My big problem with her, which I'm hoping they'll either fix or it will become more clear how to utilize it, is that her shield is literally up and then down.
No,
Yeah.
her shield, the way it works is you should like, if guys are about to shoot at you, turn that shield on. Every bit of damage it takes absorbs in your weapon. You can use it to kill people with.
Whoa! That's
Yeah.
not clear. That wasn't clear at all.
It's super
Yeah,
useful.
there's a little if you hit, I think it's F1 while you have character, it brings up a full screen and it tells you all of their
everything.
passives and all of their
that's super
characteristics.
And so her abilities are like all the tanks have different ways of tanking, which again is amazing. So if you're Winston, you are like a siege breaking tank.
Right.
Like your job is to jump in there and bash crap and take some hits while your team finally catches up to you.
Yeah.
If you are Reinhardt, you're the guy who's walking slowly with the objective. If you are playing as Roadhog, you are a tank that's like they're trying to attack this point. No, my friend. No, I'm
hell
pulling
no,
you in.
hell
We're
no.
gonna kill you. Yeah, and his thing is, he already has a ton of life, but he has no shields. And then he has another thing that gives him 300 instant life. So everyone has their own thing. Zarya's ability is, I'm a tank, but she's more of like Sonya from Heroes, where it's like, I do a ton of damage, but I need to charge up to do my damage.
Yeah, she's the highest damage tank,
Yeah.
isn't she?
And she is like, if you hurt her, she hurts you back.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
that's the whole point. It's like, oh, you're so
Not to
good.
mention her ultimate is crazy. Like, there's again another example of combo potential. That fucking black hole thing she throws down.
Yeah,
So if
that's
a
really useful.
If a Reaper jumps right into the middle of that and goes die, 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 does a death bloom or whatever, or Pharah goes airborne and rains justice from above on that.
It doesn't matter. Everyone has something that can work with that.
Yeah.
If you are even a Bastion just standing there, you can shoot everyone. If you are a Tracer and you have your grenade, you can throw it.
Pulse bomb right in the
and it'll
middle.
kill
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah.
It's so... Yeah, her abilities are amazing, but I would say she's one of the hardest characters to play.
She's
her skill
tricky.
cap's real high.
Yeah.
Because
She's tricky.
you can get... That's why you don't see many people playing her, because many people suck at playing her.
Yeah, she's hard. I tried
She's
to
tough.
play him, just like I'm useless at this. I tank wise, I mostly play Roadhog. He is just so much fun, and it's weird. It's just there's so much diversity in how they play. Like you're saying, that they all tank differently. He's the only tank without some kind of shield, but he has the highest HP of all the tanks, and he's got a really fast heal. So he takes a pounding, and then he just quickly goes behind cover, puts his little gas thing on, and gets 300
life
HP back
instantly.
right then.
And
Yeah.
I think he has the highest life pool of everyone.
He does 600. It's the highest.
But he has
yeah.
no defense. Like he has no shield.
Yeah, he has no shield or anything like that. He literally takes the hits. But he's got that pull in, and his close range damage is crazy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if we're gushing over this game, it's because it's like the beta is really impressive.
It's
Really good.
And for those who are like, well, if it's so good, why is it out yet? Because you can definitely tell it's in beta. You can't leave the game unless you press escape. There is no mouse click button to exit the game. Like, there's a lot of stuff that isn't done yet. But the gameplay itself
The core gameplay is great.
is phenomenal.
It's pretty clean
Like,
already.
It's
Yeah.
phenomenal.
I mean,
It's
art
so
assets
good.
look great. There's little things, like play of the game being someone that did nothing, or there's times where you'll fly off the map and see through the world and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So, long story short, Blizzard. I would love it if you could give me access to Overwatch, because otherwise I'm just going to hold TB's account hostage now that he's signed in on my computer.
She's not letting me log out. Like,
It's,
if I want to play in the hotel tonight, I'm screwed.
Nope. I want to play it.
God damn it.
good. And there's so much to love. It's like, yeah, it's like I don't know, Team Fortress had a romp with a Pixar movie and then birthed
Love it.
this beautiful game.
Love it.
It's so good.
Love
It's
it.
everything about it. Love it.
And had a cigarette with Dota. I know.
Yeah, it's one of those games where even if you're losing, like I lose hours to this game, and I've never had a moment like you have those things where it's like,
Whoa, hang on a minute. Did you
hello,
Oh,
wieners.
oh God. Yeah.
Sorry, I moved my.
Yeah, the thing was way too
I have
far
to
away
have
from my
one
mic.
What?
ear off, guys. So what happens is eventually
It sort of it
it
wanders
moves,
away.
but
from
it's
your
good
mic.
now.
There you go.
We're okay, gang.
Yeah.
It's all right. Hi. No, but it's even when you're losing, there's a lot of games where you can get super salty, but this is a game where you aren't forced to suffer through it because one, it's quick, and two, it's I can try something different.
Yeah.
Rather than like I'm stuck with this character and this team is destroying us, I can switch to a different character and try a different tactic.
Yeah.
And even if you get crushed on point A, for example, you can come back and be like, F y'alls, now it's my time to Bastion. And just sit there and gun people down. And it feels so good
That's
to
what
be
we-
such a dick.
That's what we did before you arrived. They pushed the payload 80% of the map in about a minute with their fucking full Winston Lucio Reaper bullshit composition.
Yeah.
And like our starting comp, we couldn't do shit. We couldn't touch them because those bubble shields kept coming down. We couldn't break them. It's like shit. All right. Well, we're getting a turret guy, 3 bastions. We're going to set up, and as soon as they come around that corner, we are going to open the fuck up on these bastards.
You know what was my favorite part, though? Was that you were the first one to switch to Bastion.
And then I got 2 other people to get...
Yeah, but then at the very end of the game, the last person to switch to Bastion was like the MVP. Like at the play of the
Oh,
game,
fuck
and
that
he was
guy.
like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, it's like I've been holding this line. We held that line for 6 minutes
Yeah.
with like 3 bastions. But the thing is, they adapted to that. Like they stopped rolling out as many Winstons, and they
Switched to Reinhardt. And...
there was a couple more Reapers.
Yeah.
And they still use the Winston because Winston can still. You got to be kind of good with him, but you could still jump on a Bastion with Winston. Like, you got to get behind Bastion. And they tried a Reinhardt, and the Reinhardt just didn't work because Reinhardt's shield breaks too fast against Bastion. But, they adapted their composition to deal with what we've come up with to stop their bullshit. You know? So there are bullshit comps, but you can instantly switch to another bullshit comp.
Right.
It's not like you're
once you
stuck
figure
with it
out
the
what their
entire
bullshit
game.
is, you can out bullshit their bullshit, and that's so good.
Yeah.
It feels so good to be like, we just outdicked your dick.
What?
Hashtag outdick your dick.
Hashtag
Outdick your dick. Outdick your dick. All right, should we take a break? Sounds like a good idea. Then we come back. I don't know if we've even been playing anything else, actually. I don't know. This might be a
I don't
short
know
show.
that I have.
This might be a short show. We'll see what we can come up with. We'll see what we can come up with. You're watching the Crushall podcast. Don't go anywhere. A word from our sponsors, crunchyroll.com/TotalBiscuit. Right now. God damn it! This happened before. We fixed this. We bloody well fixed
It
this.
played when it wasn't supposed to before, so I'm glad that it's
Can
not
we
playing
do-
now.
Should we try it again?
Crunchyroll Premium unlocked. Unlimited anime activated. Watch Japan's newest anime and the entire Crunchyroll catalog ad-free. Access over 15,000 episodes, anytime, anywhere. Start your free trial of Crunchyroll Premium today.
Oh!
Oh!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Corruptional Podcast. We sort of fixed the lighting a little bit.
Yeah, that's better.
Eventually, we'll get the show right from this place.
It looks less like we're sitting in the dark making some sort of a.
I still look very red. But that's because I'm Irish.
I
drunk.
pretty much
I may be
always.
Your
Yeah, I was
mic-
gonna
Your
say.
mic again.
I may be drinking. Look, I've been
There we
moving
go,
today. I've been moving. And my body is just done. I was up at 5
And
a.m.
I've been drinking.
moving stuff, and now I'm drinking, so...
I like how we just went back to now discussing Overwatch again. But now we can talk about other things. Have we been playing anything else other than
I'm
that?
trying to think.
I mean, you haven't access. You've had no excuse. Come on, fill in the rest of the show.
Yeah,
God
what
damn
have
it.
you been doing? We can talk
Hey,
about the purchase I made.
Can you open up my Steam?
Are you kidding me? You just don't know what you played?
I don't remember.
I can try. I don't know if your computer can handle that.
Go to library.
Okay.
And go and.
God, there's so much anime bullshit in here. What is this?
No,
oh
this
God.
It
This
doesn't
month.
look like I've played anything else new. I did check out Death State.
You check out what?
Death State. Remember that game that was like a
Death State?
bullet hell?
Oh, the kind
yeah.
of bullet hell Isaac kind of thing. You played 4 hours of that. Okay, tell me about that.
How was that?
It was fun, but it does wind up being really repetitive.
A lot of games like that. I mean, it doesn't. Binding of Isaac also.
But Binding of
that?
Isaac has it. It has like thousands of items, right?
Yeah.
So every time you play, you're like, "Oh my god, my build this time is crazy!" Pretty much every
Right.
single time. You
So
play.
that's why people keep playing it. Okay.
Yeah, this game, like you do get to stack on abilities, but they're not as, I don't know. I had fun playing it, so I don't want to say that it wasn't fun, because it was. It's just, it doesn't have enough variety to it.
So you don't think it's got
yet.
the replayability it needs at the moment?
Yeah, I think that they could add to it and have it become like a really fun game, but
Okay.
yeah.
Sure.
Sure, alright. I
The
feel
only reason
so
I brought
inadequate.
it up is because there was a time when I was like on this show, I was like, has anybody played Death State? And you guys said no, so I played it.
Okay.
And there it is.
That's reasonable.
I wish that I had your... I'm gonna say stamina. Playing games. You play a lot of games. Like, a lot. I hear you go through games in this office like crazy on your stream. I can't handle it. I can't do that anymore.
Well, like it's been kind of nice because having both YouTube and Twitch is where I play games where it's like, this game is gonna piss me the fuck off.
Right.
Right? I get to play all kinds of games that I'm expecting to.
Find
Frustrate
awful and
me.
evil.
That's what... Oh, thank you, chat. That's what everyone was talking about this week. Everyone was talking about Afterbirth, and I literally had no clue what they were talking
I
about.
thought
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
but
already out.
No, Rebirth was the
I thought
like
the DLC was what? Was it just a pre-purchase for?
maybe Afterbirth
I thought that
literally
came out ages
just
ago.
came out.
All week, I'm like, what are people talking... Oh. All right. Like, I thought it was weird. I thought people were
Binding of
weird.
Isaac DLC, yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Northern Lion was just furiously masturbating in a corner, you know.
Yeah.
Basically-
I mean-
Afterbirth.
that's actually the plot of the DLC. If you
that
didn't
is,
know that
yeah,
already.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's Northern Lions in it. And he's just jerking it.
Just jerking off.
He's one of the bosses.
Yeah, that's all he does. Just
Isaac, get out of the way.
bits everywhere.
Ooh, Northern Lions.
Ooh, he's a child.
They call
Guys,
it.
come on.
They call him the Egg-jaculator.
No, boo!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's just a giant head that cracks open and spits out white stuff.
That's the worst. Although, to be fair, that wouldn't be out of place in
No,
that
in
game.
Not
Binding
at
of
all.
Isaac, I
No.
don't think anyone would bat a fucking
Like an
eyelash.
eyelid. No. Absolutely not. I see on your list Life is Strange. Have you beaten it?
Oh yeah, I beat it.
What do you think? We need to spoil it.
I was gonna say I don't want to
do you wanna-
spoil anything.
I mean, I don't mind it being spoiled. I don't care. But we need a spoiler thing.
Can you just go to add and put text? That just
Yeah.
says
What,
spoiler?
you want me to put just a giant spoiler
yeah,
thing?
if you could just cover our entire faces with the
Just
word
to make
spoiler.
sure,
This is
yeah.
a spoiler.
That seems
This
reasonable.
is a spoiler.
Life is Strange. Spoilers. Okay, now I'm gonna actually get it. I could have it.
Life
I'll-
is spoilers.
Life
Life
is- There you go. All right, and on the face,
Yep,
there we
right
go.
on the
Perfect.
face.
Okay, you have. All right, now
awesome.
we need to
Never
apply
looked better.
changes. Apply changes. There we
Life
go.
changes.
Right.
Also, now discussing Life is Strange.
Yes. Life is. Thank you for your help
Yeah,
of my production.
No problem. If it could all be in caps.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Okay, everybody mute if you don't want to hear this. So,
Does, in the end, Ashley Birch fall in love with me? Answer me this.
who's Ashley Birch?
The voice actress.
Which one?
I don't effing know. I've never played the game. I couldn't tell you. She's one of them.
Okay, so so you guys obviously don't give a flippy flap if I spoil the ending of the game, right?
I don't give a fuck.
Okay, so the game, like, throughout all of the chapters, has been developing sort of this multi-dimensional idea based on time travel, right?
Sure, yeah.
And there's, of course, as
Sure,
with
yeah,
with any time travel story, there's all sorts of issues where people are like, wait a minute, I don't put who cares, right? So the idea is that at the very beginning of the game, you see this huge hurricane and, like, the town
lighthouse.
that you're in, like, getting all destroyed. Yeah.
Yep.
And it occurs to you at the end of the game, like, oh my god, me going back in time constantly is what's caused this.
Okay. Yeah.
So, like, I've messed with everything so much
Did the
that
butterfly
it's...
flap its wings and then a hurricane appeared?
At the very beginning of the game, you see a little blue butterfly and you take a picture of it.
God damn it. That is more on the nose than my actual nose.
But basically, all of the time traveling you've done has been to save your best friend.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the game, you have two choices, which is, do you go all the way back to the beginning and let your best friend die and never have this happen to the town, or do you just accept, like, no, I've worked so hard to keep you alive, like, I'm not going back now, fuck the town.
Yeah.
Right? Like, which one do you sacrifice and which reality do you move forward with?
Okay.
So, I chose to sacrifice the town because I was like, there is no fucking way.
Wow.
After all this shit.
Wow.
Oh no! Sorry, I chose to sacrifice her and save the town.
Oh,
Okay.
all right.
All right, then.
right.
Because I was
I can
like,
accept that.
yeah, I was like, there is no way that for the rest of our lives I could look you in the eye and be like, I let your entire family die. Right? Like she even mentions at the end, she's like, my mom's about to die in this horrible storm because you went back and, like, changed everything and blah, blah, blah. But you know what? You do your thing. Whichever thing you choose, it's fine. And I'm like, I can't just let your mom die. Like, that's so fucked up. And so a lot of people were really, really frustrated with the ending because the entire time that this game was coming out, Don't Nod kept saying, hey, you know what happened with Mass Effect? Where at the end you felt like all of the choices didn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to let that happen, right? And at the end, a lot of people were like, nothing I did fucking mattered. Like, nothing, none of my choices created a splintering effect for this ending that felt satisfying for me. I was kind of fine with it because the story was about time travel. Like this, I was fine with the idea of it being at the end, like, do you choose to have all of your choices matter, or choose to have all of this work you've done be literally, like,
Question.
pointless in a way?
If it's about time travel, couldn't you have traveled back far enough to warn everyone in town to get out before the hurricane arrived?
I don't know.
Well, they wouldn't have believed you. It's like, yeah, so I can time travel and I
then you'd
cause
be
the
like- then you
temporal
could-
vortex. If you wouldn't mind, like, leaving for a while.
Welcome to the internet, Jesse.
I don't.
That's a-
Welcome to everybody asking all kinds of questions about a time travel game.
Here's the thing: is I've seen so much of it, and I've just wanted to be like, I want to play that game, but at the same time, because of the mechanics of the game, I was like, I don't know that I want to get involved. I don't know I want to go down this rabbit hole.
Yeah.
It just seemed like too much. I was like,
I mean, I appreciated that it went from a game that at the beginning felt very hipster bullshit teenage angst.
Yeah.
And then by the end of it, it was you going, all of these choices that I've made to make my hipster bullshit teenage angst life easier is literally destroying the world, right?
Yeah.
Like I've
so
I've
the
been
message there is teenage bullshit angsty kids. Suck it up.
Yeah.
Suck it up, pussies.
Shouldn't
Suck it
be
up.
given temporal powers.
Yeah, maybe
Like,
shouldn't be able to time travel.
Yeah, suck it
And
up.
like and that's me making the game and the ending and the sort of choices that you make seem very rudimentary, just like
Yeah.
so that we, for the sake of us being able to have a conversation about it. But I really enjoyed it.
So Dum Dum over here and stands. I get it.
okay.
What's okay?
But
Life is strange.
at the end, I looked back on it and I was like, I really liked that game. I thought that was a really good game. Was it without its share of problems? Absolutely not. It had plenty of issues. But I think that it was a good experiment. I don't think that it's something that would replace Telltale for a lot of people in terms of storytelling ability and like a QTE point and click game.
Yeah, but it's good that there's someone that isn't them doing this kind
Yes,
of genre.
I absolutely agree. And I think that's one of the reasons why people were so excited about it. Like, oh my god, it's not Telltale? The world!
Yeah,
What?
also nice, like, hey, it's an original IP. You
Yeah.
know, it's not just we took whatever license that we're being offered this week and made a Telltale game out of it.
Yeah.
So-
You know what I've heard is great? This isn't Life is Strange.
Am I turning this off now?
I think you can turn that off.
Okay, Life is Strange spoilers now. Gone.
They're gone!
Hey, all right. So what is good?
You know what I've heard is great is the Borderlands
I was
Telltale
just
game.
about to say that.
Yes.
I've heard
I heard the
nothing
ending
but
was
good
phenomenal.
things about
Yeah.
that game, and I had no interest in touching it. And now I'm like,
It's really good. Like, if it's still a Telltale game, but art style great, writing great, voice acting great, ridiculous situations that you get involved in great. Like it's still run of the mill Telltale, but it's like the best of run of the mill Telltale.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I was very surprised. Well, actually, I wasn't, because Borderlands is boring as shit. So to make a game like Borderlands not boring as shit only involves you not being Gearbox, and since Telltale are not, they did a great job of that. So yeah, they did a great job of making a Borderlands game that's actually interesting in some way.
right.
Huh.
So I only played the first couple of episodes. I generally play the first episode for a video and then don't play them again until the whole thing's done, so I can play through.
Yeah.
And the first episode of that did definitely leave me wanting more. There was a whole sorts of crazy shit that went on in the first 2 hours, and that was awesome. And
How many chapters is
Five, I think. Yeah, it's either 5 or 6. It's a game that I genuinely wanted to play because everything that I'd seen so far was good, and not because I liked the license.
Mm-hmm.
Like with Game of Thrones, it was like I wanted to play the Game of Thrones because it's Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Not because it was actually a good game.
Although, Game of Thrones, their Game of Thrones game, 2 chapters in could give shit less about it.
I've also heard that no one
I'm
really cares
so
about
bored
that
with
game.
it, and it's just like it's mind-blowingly sad that a game that I should love, I'm just like, I don't care about these characters, I don't care about the situations. I'm just like, what happened? Like, I should be in love with this game, and I'm just not.
Yeah.
I'm just not.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a new David Cage game has been announced.
Detroit, you mean?
Detroit,
Oh, don't worry.
yes.
The minute I heard it, I was
Becoming
like,
human or being
I
human?
must go. Story time. I used to know a guy who dated the girl who was Kara.
Aw.
And so, like, I know literally,
She has
like,
human emotions.
so many emotions. So, here's what I know, knowing what the trailer is. it looks like insane David Cage shit, but also really stupid, so I'm in. It looks dumb as shit.
When I
I'm in.
heard the like barest bit of information we have about it, I was like, wow, I haven't seen this movie a million times.
You mean
before.
Ex Machina, which just came out?
Yes.
It's
Ex
basically
Machina the game.
By the way, first off,
Ex Machina's great.
you should need to see Ex Machina. Second off, don't watch it on a plane where people can see you watching a movie where
Lot
a
of boobs
girl's
in that
just
game.
naked half the time.
A lot of boobs in that game.
There are a
Really,
lot of boobs
Game?
in
Why
that
did I say game? I don't know.
really awkward. But what a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it feels like the next chapter in that movie, which is really weird.
Yeah.
But it's like David Cage, this looks stupid. I don't give a damn. I'm going to play this game because you know it's going to be ridiculous. Because for everything that he's doing, where it's like, yes, no, we're robots who are alive and we have feelings and all of us, we're in your society. There's going to be some demons up in that shit. Some demons are going to show
There's going to
up
be some
like,
Matrix shit. There's going to be giant
Yeah.
bugs.
Oh,
It's
the
not-
reason that they have emotions isn't
because
because
they're-
anybody developed
they're
artificial
possessed.
intelligence.
'Cause
They're
they're
possessed.
demons.
They're demons.
oh my god, I want it so badly. You know, it's
There's a weird
great.
cult somewhere.
Yes.
Yep.
Who are performing exorcisms and taking the demons that possess humans and putting them into robots, and then the robots feel feelings.
I'm totally. Yeah, no.
Exorcism Machina.
You should
Exorcism.
never question if that will be on my channel. We all know it will be on my channel. Don't even question it. I will play that shit day one. It's gonna be. I know it's gonna be bad. I don't care. I love David Cage.
I know.
Love.
I know. I haven't. I like if I break all those games down, they're all awful, but I play them anyway.
Oh, yeah, they're not good.
I
like,
know they're terrible. I know they are. And
has a-
Heavy Rain is still one of my favorite games.
He has a game where a computer is David Bowie, and not the voice of. It's literally
Oh,
David Bowie.
God, fucking Nomad Soul. Oh God,
I can't. Like the man
that
is
is insane.
a crazy person, and I love him so much. How he gets the money to keep making games, I don't know. I don't care. I love that people give him money.
I think it's mostly Sony. Like Sony just saying, look, we want something that looks really pretty and cinematic on our system.
Oh
so
my
just
God.
please make it. We don't care what else you do with it.
Yeah.
I love that man to death.
Oh God.
Just.
Oh yeah. With his weird bald French head, just licking
Oh
it
yeah,
all up
that's
and
not
down.
that's not you touching tongues with him. That's
Oh,
you
that's me
licking
licking
his
licking
head.
Alright,
the salt
okay.
from his scalp.
Yeah, just like
checking.
oh, that sweet, sweet sweat that you
Oh, David
burst forth
K.
from your pores while making this game. Just let me.
I can't. Yeah, it's my life goal to finish Akron. There was a bug that I lost my save file,
Ah!
and so I have. And I was,
Was
like,
that
halfway
his
through the
first game?
Yeah, Omicron was his first game. Then he made Fahrenheit.
Ah.
Then he made Heavy Rain. Then he made Beyond Two
Beyond,
Souls.
yeah.
And then now Detroit.
Detroit, becoming human.
Yeah, we were actually going back to
Becoming
Overwatch.
demons.
We had a really funny joke going for like a few matches, which was, it's this wonderful, amazing, futuristic world, but Detroit is still just a rundown cesspool, and so the Detroit level is just a mess, and there's like an apocalypse in the background, but everywhere else on the planet is like wonderful.
Oh God.
Poor Detroit.
Poor
That's-
sweet, sweet Detroit.
Well, I mean, as a lot of people pointed out, I think Until Dawn is probably a better David Cage game than games that David Cage has made.
Until Dawn
Still need to play that.
is so good, and it's mind-boggling how well it did for a game that they fundamentally changed. It is like the opposite of what happened with Rome. Son of Rome, whatever the
Rise.
Rise.
Rise,
Son of
yeah,
Rome.
Rise, Son of Rome.
The most boring fucking brawler game ever.
Yeah, it's like they had a game and then changed it halfway through, and we got Rise, and it was crap.
Yeah.
With Until Dawn, they had a game and realized, shit, we have to change it, and they made a new game.
That was
and
infinitely better.
somehow it became amazing.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm curious what's going to happen next with Quantum Break, because I've followed that game for 3 years. I've seen it. I've played demos of it 2 years ago. And the game they showed at last Gamescom
Yeah, it was nothing
was
like
nothing
any
like
of
what
that.
it used to be.
Yeah, I mean,
And I'm
right now
like-
it's a third-person cover shooter with time travel mechanics. It's
Before, it was totally different.
Yeah.
And it is interesting to see how they've changed it, and then it'll be even more interesting to see if it's good.
Right.
yeah.
Because I am convinced it's going to be shit. I'm convinced it's going to be bad. But if they can do what Until Dawn did, that actually gives me hope for games. Like, I read an article this week that was about I don't remember who wrote it, and I wish I could give them credit. It was
It's
a
about
guy.
how Destiny changed during development.
Yeah, like he went
That
and
was
talked to all the
Kotaku
devs. And,
article. Wasn't it? Yeah,
I think it
was
was,
like
yeah.
a really detailed
That was like
Kotaku
the
article.
best
I was like,
thing
damn.
Kotaku has ever written, ever, maybe.
was
Like,
really
it was,
good.
Every now and again, Kotaku comes up with some really good investigative stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
they-
just couched in, here are some cosplay bots.
Yes, yes. But it was such a good
Watermelons.
article,
Right, yeah.
and it showed you like the process of they wanted this, this, and this, and when the heads saw what they had, it's like, oh god, this is awful, and so they scrapped it all, but still had only a few months to get a game out.
It makes so much more sense.
Oh, it makes perfect
so
sense.
much more sense to believe that they had a fully fleshed out story and characters, and then they showed it to the people in charge, and they were like, "This is too campy. Scrap it. Start
Yeah,
over."
this is
They're like,
crap. Like, we can't do this. And so they went
It
back
does
and they
explain a
removed,
lot, yeah.
they removed everything.
Yeah.
And then you can also tell that with the new stuff, they are allowed to like start back on the path they were on, and the new stuff's actually great.
Yeah.
Like the new things in that game are wonderful, but it doesn't make up to me for the fact that the base game is shit.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh, I hate it so much. But the new stuff is really the story, all the new characters. Like it's really, yeah. There's a lot to it.
I'm smelling change.
Yeah, and I'm really it makes a lot of sense. And that article was something I think everyone knew, but to hear it like these guys, this is what happened. Like even though they didn't want to be named, it definitely gives you that idea of like the people who data mined when the game first came out and found all this cool stuff that was in the game but not actually in the game.
Yeah, it makes a lot more sense.
Says an awful lot about what happened. So
Yes, we're talking about Destiny, guys.
we are. I like the hope for Quantum Break and stuff like that in the future, and so I think that's good news.
Now we're going to move on from Destiny.
Yeah,
after you attack that.
now Destiny's over. We're done.
I
Done with
have been
Destiny.
playing a game ridiculously in like when videos are rendering. I have a game that's my new go-to called Kingdom.
I watched Sam play so much of that, and I want to
Kingdom
play
is
it
a game
so bad.
where
Well, you literally have it right there on your Steam. I can see it.
yeah,
I know, but I haven't played it yet. I literally just bought it.
Kingdom is a game that is one part incredibly fun, one part super frustrating. Where the AI in the game sometimes, because it's based off what you do, so if you make a wrong move, the AI will be like, you want me to, like, if you say, build this fence, right? The AI will go out and build the fence, but because the game operates under during the day, you can build and earn money, and at night, monsters attack your town.
Okay.
And so sometimes you'll make, you'll tell the builders to go do something, and then they'll just stand around after the. So they build a fence, and then they'll just stand around the fence. It's like, goodbye, 3 coins, because the monster's gonna steal your damn hammer that I just invested in getting you. And there's little moments like that are super frustrating.
Yeah.
But all in all, I still go back to it because one of those things like, if I hadn't built that then. Would he have stayed around?
It's all randomly generated, like where things are, though, right? Because there's like your base, but then where the mounds and the trees and stuff, that's all.
Yes, but not. I wouldn't say randomly. There's multiple options. So sometimes you'll log in and you'll see the same 4 trees. It's sets. Like each
Right.
area is a set.
Okay.
And you encounter some of them quite often. But then sometimes you'll log in and be like, oh, this is interesting. This is a different world. And so it's definitely, yeah, chat's right. It's definitely like a management game, but it's a super frustrating management game.
Right.
Where it's one wrong choice and you're done.
I watched Sam spend like 15 minutes trying to very patiently corral deer back to his kingdom so that the archers could kill them and he could get coins. He was just
Ton of
like,
money.
all right, come on. Oh, they're running away. Oh. Here we go. Oh, where's that one? Oh. He had like 6 of them. I was like, well, this is taking forever.
Yeah, it's a game where, so it's every night little tiny demon guys attack your town.
Right.
And then at the end of every 5th day, or is it 6th day, I'm not sure which, an entire army attacks. And they come from one direction. So the problem is your army splits into 2 and protect both sides. So you have to have enough guys on one side to protect it. And so then you have to come up with a strategy. Because some nights you functionally cannot protect your base. They will tear down the walls and destroy you. So what you have to do is you have to determine, all right, maybe 20 enemies are going to show up. I have a bunch of coins. If I can go out into the forest and drop a few coins on the ground, they'll steal the coins and retreat.
Right.
And that's 1 coin versus the 2 or 3 they get for killing my guys and taking their weapons. So sometimes you just have to do that. Like, that's a strategy I learned. That's how I got past night 16. Like, I could not do it. On Fan Friday, I couldn't do it. 3 days later, I couldn't do it. A week later, I couldn't do it. And finally, I was like, what if I just give them money? Will they go away? And what happened was they all left.
They
and
just
then,
want the money, right?
Yeah, they just take the money. Well, they want anything. So they can take a hammer, they can take a bow, they can take whatever. And so I just was like, F it, I'm going to give them a few shekels. And then they got those and ran away. And then only a few guys actually made it to the fence. And by the time they got there, all the archers killed them. I was like, that's the best strategy I've ever come up with. The problem is sometimes you just don't know which direction they're coming from.
Yeah.
And so it was
They are really cute when they pick up the coins, though, because
they're
the
like,
coins are like the
"Yeah,"
same
they
size
run
as
away.
their bodies.
Yeah.
They're just like, merp, and then they run off into the woods.
But there's a portal. So I haven't gotten that far, but I watched a video of a guy. He had like stone buildings and stuff. There's a portal, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to go fight this portal. And he destroys the portal, and he's like, awesome, no more night raids from this side. That night, like, dragons and like, giants and stuff jump. It was so funny. I was like, all right, well, I know it can get harder.
That game just dicks on you constantly.
I was like, all right, good. Not going to ever do that again.
It looked really fun.
I do need to try it. That does sound fucking infuriating, but maybe in the right kind of way.
Well, yeah, it's one of those things where for the first 10 or so turns, you feel like you are doing great. And then one wrong thing happens, and you screw yourself.
That reminds me of just playing Risk of Rain. It's like, yeah, ace the first 2 levels, got a great combo of that. Oh my god, what happened?
Yep.
Everything went wrong so fast.
And then if you take a bad night, like if a bunch of guys break through a wall and start stealing your stuff, you're suddenly down. And getting back is rough.
Yeah.
Like, once you take a hit like that, it's like, all right, well, I got to get everyone back all their stuff. So that's 2-3 coins a turn.
Oh, you better just restart at that point. Like, how long would it take you to get back to that point?
I mean, it depends. I would say an hour.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you kind of still want to soldier on even if you've taken bad damage?
Yeah, like it does save points, but the problem is those save points are usually right before a big attack.
Yeah,
So your
so you can't do it
ability to
anyway.
figure out a way to change things is
Yeah,
tough.
because you really would have had to do the thing 2-3 days before to really.
Oh my god,
deal with
yes. Okentafel is there's catapults you can build. Once I built catapults once, I never built them again because the catapults, their rate of fire is really slow, but also they fire over the enemies. So it seems like it's for something late in the game, like an enemy that's going to come slower late in the game. But to get them early, it's like you're having your builders work. So your builders are working instead of repairing things or whatever, and then they fire a catapult, and it just goes over the guys. And you're like, what are you doing? And then the enemy just runs through and kills everything. You're like, oh, my life. What have I done?
Ouch.
Yet.
That sounds brutal.
Yeah, but it's great. And your character's random every time. You can switch between a man and a woman.
I'll have to give it a try.
Yeah. It's pretty fun. Also this week, even though it's not a game, I got that bad boy, TB, right there.
Show it off.
Wow. This weighs a fucking ton.
That's because it's like a pro gaming case in there.
Yeah. Dodger, type the thing.
Oh.
I'm holding the.
Super.
I'm doing my best
cool.
QVC impression
The
right here.
Xbox Master Elite
Master
Badass
Elite Badass
controller.
Guys,
I can only stress this. I haven't actually used it with
you
a
could
game.
beat someone to death with this,
But
really
I
easily.
open that bad boy up and take a look because I want your first impressions because I had my first impressions and it was like I want to marry this thing.
Oh, so we're doing bullshit unboxing. Okay.
I just want you to see it because I know you'll have something. You'll be like, this is garbage, and it's also poop.
oh my. Oh.
So it comes with a case.
Great. So you get a little makeup case free with it. That's very nice. You know, keep your little powder in there. It's very cool. And just in case you forgot, it was Xbox. There's another X under there. This still weighs a ton.
That's because there is a giant USB cable in there.
And it's got a controller in it. Everyone's really surprised by
And
this.
it has multiple buttons and
Yeah.
all sorts of fun things in there.
Hopefully, it got a decent D-pad because I don't know about this thing. This thing is.
So you can switch the D-pad out.
Yeah,
I
was
love
gonna say,
that thing.
I don't think I could not play a fighting game on that. I'm trying to think of like.
But just actually.
Then again,
hold
you
it.
can't play a fighting game on the regular controller, so it's
Hold
got to
it
be
and
better than that.
Enjoy the wonderfulness of it.
Yeah, so it's got the panels on the back. Those are nice. I actually like the fact that they're like solid metal on the back, not plastic. I mean, the triggers are just like an Xbox One.
Here's what I'd say. I love this thing. Is it worth $150? No way in hell. Is it worth $100?
Replacement bits.
No way in hell is it worth $150.
Because I assume you can tighten these.
You can tighten it. You can change everything about this controller.
Yeah.
All
well,
sorts
most things.
You can change all sorts of crap about it. I would not say it's worth the money, but I love it. I think it's great.
Can I touch?
I was thinking,
Oh
like,
my
can I
God.
pull this off?
Holy shit! I was not expecting the
The
flippers.
back paddles?
The flippers,
yeah,
yeah.
the flappers. I mean, it feels nice. Ooh, this is actually really satisfying to press for me.
Yeah, I personally hate that, but I can. It's certainly better than the default, from what I can tell.
Yeah, it
These
makes
are flipping me out though. Like those super trip me out.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I've had
gonna lie.
a scuff for a while that had those. I kind of got used to them. They're pretty
Yeah.
good to have. I mean, the Steam controller actually has a couple of back paddles as well for that
the
reason.
best thing for those paddles is the fact that I no longer have to remember the top. I can like switch out the controls because I hate doing like right bumper, left bumper.
Oh
I
yeah,
like the
I fucking
triggers.
hate the bumpers. Yeah.
So the fact that the thing's in the back,
You can just
I
use
can
that.
press those.
Yeah.
It's so much more efficient for me.
Yeah.
What are the 1 and 2 for?
Oh, that little switch in the middle.
Yeah.
Is that like
there's
settings?
Yeah, so you can have one or the other.
That's cool. Yeah, it's someone made a point in the chat that it's good for disabled games. I mean, the Scuff controller has been doing this for years, and it's been great for those with certain motion disabilities. The paddles on the back are really, really good for them. So they've actually been getting quite a lot of custom from people that have motion disabilities and
Right.
deficits. So, I mean, it's a nice controller. I mean, in terms of the price, like, I mean, I paid $180 for a Hitbox. And a Hitbox is basically a box this size with, like, 12 buttons.
Right.
Right.
Yeah? Replacing a D-pad with buttons.
But it's the
replacing
same thing as a
buttons
mouse,
with
I
buttons.
guess, really.
You know?
Like, if you're going to buy a Razer with, like, 50,000 buttons on it, it's because it's you're buying it for a specific reason, or you're buying it, like, because you're an enthusiast gamer.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is,
that's-
like, it's not marketed
Well,
towards
this was
regular...
supposed to be in there.
Oh, dear.
TB.
It's-
Goodness gracious.
I don't know what the hell that's supposed to be.
No, it's
But
supposed to...
Here.
Yeah, these are the kind of things that, like, a regular gamer does not need. Yeah?
Here's the
but-
thing, though. If you're going up against a dude playing Madden with one of those,
No.
good luck, you're done. Good luck, you're done.
Thank God I'm not ever playing Madden.
You know, there's that guy who's like, I'm the best, and now I have the best controller. I love the way the
If you-
D-pad feels. I love everything about it. I don't know that I can justify the price, but I think if it was like $50 cheaper, I'd probably be like, pick this thing up.
Yeah. If you
Because a regular controller is $59 already, and if this thing was $100, I'd be like, buy it instantly.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
the thing is, like, if ultimately it's down to, look, do you like gaming with this device enough? Because it's the same reason why I own a fight stick, I own several fight pads, and a fucking hitbox, because I happen to like Street Fighter 4.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason that I own those things is because of Street Fighter 4. And I own another controller just to play Guilty Gear on the PS4 because I hate the
Oh,
fucking
Guilty
controls.
Gear is so great.
Xrd is just fucking monster. And I own all those stupid controllers just basically for 2 games.
Right.
And at least with that, you can play pretty much anything with it. So, I mean, I don't object to an expensive controller because, again, I have a $200 mechanical keyboard and a $100 mouse and a bunch of fucking fight pads and shit, If you feel like you need it, sure, but it's not something that everybody needs. And
Well,
it never
I just
will
don't
be.
know that there's enough on Xbox. Like, I have Halo. I want to see what it's like with that controller. Because I feel like there's a lot more that could...
So you haven't played Halo 5 yet?
I have not.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played it because
I
it is a
literally
controller, but-
just got it, and I'm only going to play for the story. I will not touch multiplayer at all. I'm that weird guy who's like, even though the Halo story is mediocre at best, I'm totally in. I played every single one. I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? I don't even care that it's half-assed. I love it, and I can't even explain to you why. It's like a David Cage thing for me. I don't get it. I love it. I eat that crap up. I'm like, Master Chief, why are they after you, though? Oh, no, why don't you understand? He's the good guy. I love it.
There are so many franchises where you're like, I don't know why, but I will play every single one of this game. Dynasty Warriors.
Dynasty Warriors
you'll
all the
play
time. I'm
all
still waiting
those.
for the new one. I'm
I know.
waiting for it.
Have you played Dragon Quest Heroes yet?
Oh, I played a demo of that. I haven't bought it yet. But I played a demo.
I'm told that it's very good, despite the fact that Square Enix went fucking insane with the, you can't stream unless, kind of conditions.
Yeah, you'll never see a video of it, but I've heard
Yeah.
it is very good to the point where it's like Dynasty Warriors, but they made it so you have to switch between characters in order to get things done,
Right.
which I'm really cool with. And so they're like, yeah, you make a party, and then you can invite people from all the Dragons games. I'm like,
Yay!
Some of the voice acting in it's cringy as fuck. I don't know if it's possible to change it over to Japanese instead of the English, but there's like a whole sequence where it's like, we'll do it with the power of friendship. Yeah, we're friends.
The cavalry's here.
No, Tracer, fuck you.
cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, love.
Cheers, love.
You know what? Someone made a video complaining. They were like, man, I hate how Tracer giggles all the time. And I was like, I've never noticed that. I went back, watched the original cinematic, and she's like, the entire fucking time. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
now that I hear it, I hate it too. I'm like, oh,
It's that
God.
and wee. Like she goes, wee! Yeah, over and over again when she's teleporting. I was like, I fucking hate you.
I never noticed that until someone pointed out to me, and now I can't not notice how much I hate it. I'm like, why?
She just got so much energy.
No!
So quick she is!
Yeah, she's so quick.
Oh, governor!
Oh. I will say there's a lot of fucking stereotypes in that game.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Oh, God.
They did go out of their way to include almost every possible nationality they could.
Yeah.
They were like, Overwatch is a world organization. I was like, all right, I see what you did. Okay.
Yeah.
How inclusive of you, Blizz.
Can't wait for that Bulgarian hero. That's going to be great.
I want... Oh, man. What? No, I guess that'd be...
Huh. What? What you
I'm trying
want?
to think of like a character that's missing, but I don't know that anyone is.
Lizard people?
Well, I mean, I'm sure there are...
Where's the lizard man representation?
Oh, yes.
They're all
lizard.
actually
Have
the
you
lizard
seen
man.
have you seen the posters?
Conspiracy.
They're posters like it came from outer space and things like that.
No.
People are like, oh, there's gonna be an alien character, yeah, which is cute.
I'm down.
I don't know. I
Whatever.
don't know that I've actually like played a lot of games. Honestly, I swear to God, it's literally just been Overwatch this week.
It's been a lot of that, yeah.
I play Kingdom because I'm rendering a video and can't play Overwatch. But man, I just love that game. I love that game so much.
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing a metric ton of that. I'm trying to think, like, what else? Did I play anything before I left for Vegas? Did I? I don't think I did.
I also appreciate the fact that I told Blizzard this, and I'll continue to tell Blizzard this, that for every new game they come out with, I never touch their old games. I was like, I will play your new games.
Oh yeah, I haven't played Hearthstone since I got the Overwatch beta.
Yeah, it's like I can't.
Yeah.
Like,
And I haven't played StarCraft either.
I
it's
can't play
eating
your
my
other
time.
games.
People want to know how many Bulmas I have. Hold on. 1, 2.
Dodger has a
3,
lot
4,
of Bulmas.
5,
If you
6,
want to send
7,
her
8,
Bulmas,
9.
she's a P.O. box now. Send her
10.
Bulmas.
Yeah,
Nude Bulmas, sexy Bulmas.
I have 10 Bulmas.
I want someone to take that out of context.
I have 10 Bulmas and a
Dodger
blue-haired
has
Vegeta.
Bulma problems.
I do.
Oh, I actually, the one thing I have been playing a bunch of is Vermintide. Actually,
You have been playing a lot of Vermintide.
I've been playing quite a lot of Vermintide.
That is
it good?
fact.
Yeah, it is. It is definitely. It's still got a lot of work to go in terms of optimization. That game runs like shit. Like it really does. It is even on the best possible hardware, it runs badly. I've turned a lot of the details down. Still, like keeping it above 60 all the time is tricky.
So it's like, does it have like a leak? Like, what's the issue?
I don't know what it is. It's just badly optimized. It doesn't run all that well on any system. It's got CPU usage issues. There's no SLI support yet. You've got to turn a lot of stuff down to get it to run well, and even in like large fights, it can tank pretty badly. So it's not too bad because a lot of what you're doing is melee with big swings and shit. Like if your frame rate drops, you're not suddenly gonna miss, most likely.
Right.
But it's still fucking annoying. It is a really, really fun game, though, assuming that you have people that are remotely competent to play it with.
Oh,
There-
so it's never fun, is what you're saying.
Hey-oh.
A lot of people get really fucking mad in that game and blame others for whatever.
What?
A lot of people. Here's the problem. You know, a smart idea and also something that just fucking kills you in pubbies is that game's got a bunch of hidden loot. Yeah, and that loot can be items or it can be loot dice to make sure that if you get to the end of a level, you get bonus rolls on the loot table. And actually getting loot in that game, getting the stuff that you want, is pretty tricky. Because the way that works is, once you beat a level, you get a bunch of dice. By standard dice, if you roll a 5 or a 6 on D6, then that counts as a loot thing. So you get, I think, 6 dice to start with. In order to get a really good item, you need to roll multiple loot results. But you can get more dice by playing on a higher difficulty level, or by collecting bonus dice and doing bonus objectives throughout the mission. So you can find a bonus loot die, or you can get a tome, and you can carry this tome instead of a med pack. And if you get to the end of the level with the tome, then you get a bonus roll on the loot table. And that's how you get good stuff. The problem is, it's random as fuck. So even if you have a bunch of really good dice, like, yeah, shit, I got like 4 bonus great dice, and you still like roll nothing. And you end up getting like another white item, like common rarity loot. And the problem is that people go out of their way to go and try and find these things. And as a result, they wander off and get fucking murdered by like a hook rat or a fucking gutter runner that jumps on them, or a Gatling, rattling gunner, anything like that. And like keeping them together and keeping them cohesive when everyone's constantly trying to explore the little nooks and crannies to find loot is infuriating. You can fuck that game up really badly. Not to mention that nobody seems to understand that you don't have to fight the fucking storm vermin patrols. So in every level, there's a couple of storm vermin patrols, which are 8 armored rats with big halberds. They're fucking hard to kill. They're tough. They do a lot of damage. You can avoid them, and you should, because there's no benefit to killing them at all. Okay. None. But you hear them coming because they make a lot of noise. You see them coming, and you're supposed to get the fuck out of the way and hide until they leave. It's like their version of the witch, basically. You know, Left 4 Dead, don't disturb the witch. Here, it's don't disturb the moving storm vermin patrol. People just don't give a fuck. They're just like, yeah, shoot me crossbow, In come the fucking storm vermin and just murder everybody. And like, oh, why did you do this?
I like to imagine the guy's like, fuck it, let's do this.
It's the Leroy situation consistently.
Oh, that's great.
It's just like some wanker with a crossbow pulls the pack. I'm like, oh, God.
But you're right. That was always like a huge problem in Left 4 Dead when you were playing with people that you don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was always one person who was like, oh, hell yeah, I'm going to kill that witch.
Kill the witch.
And you're like, no!
No, there's no benefit.
I was that guy sometimes where I was like, I'm going to disturb the witch because I don't know these assholes.
No, don't disturb the witch. The interesting thing about that game right now is there's a bunch of they figured out optimal ways to play it that are mostly exploiting. Like the first map, which is quite a long map, is where you've got to get up to this watchtower and blow this giant horn to alert the town that there's fucking Skaven everywhere and all that kind of shit. And we found the optimal way to do it is you get 3 guys in this room below the top of the tower. And then you get 1 guy to run up there, blow the fucking horn, and then run like hell. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it bunches... instead of having to defend like 3 or 4 different areas where they all like climb down and everything, which makes it difficult, they all come down this one corridor and you just throw bombs at them and AoE and just murder them. And you do it right next to the elevator that you need to escape. I don't know. It sounds like they may have patched some of that stuff out, but that's the optimal way to do it. And a lot of people are just... that's the way they're doing it now because they want to get to the end. If you don't get to the end, you don't get any loot. Right. Yeah? And that's kind of a problem. You do level up, you get experience, and that can unlock usually common variants. So, like, say you want the common variant of the fucking Dwarf's Hammer, you can get that off levels, but you can't get the really good shit. And people are just desperately wanting the really good items and the exotics and shit.
Crazy.
I've played like 12 hours of that game so far, and I think I've only just got a uncommon staff and an uncommon sword for my Bright Wizard, and that's 1 class. I've got no trinkets, and they're not really even that great green items. And like you still at level 35 plus, you still get you get greens and things like that. But I've run into like 1 guy who had like a blue or an exotic weapon. He was just murdering fucking everybody with it. It's like I want that, I want something like that. And you can disenchant a bunch of items to get another item, but it's kind of random. You can determine, like, if I get 5 white fire swords and I disenchant them, I'll get 1 green fire sword. Mm-hmm. But that involves getting that many fire swords in the first place.
Right.
So the loot system maybe needs a little bit of refinement because it's very, very random. Some people get super lucky and get a blue item right away. Some people get fucking nothing but white swords and the wrong kind of sword, not even the sword they want. And they're like, fuck this is annoying. But outside of that, it's a really, really good horde mode game. They need to do some of the loot system, expand the crafting system a little bit, and all that sort of thing. And I don't want to play the higher difficulty levels with randoms.
Right.
I don't want to play fucking Cataclysm level difficulty with a bunch of random dudes. Mm-hmm. It's insane. And honestly, I wouldn't want to play that anyway because I have shit weapons.
Right.
And I probably won't be able to keep up. So it's almost like I'm level 5, and I've got fuck this guy. I'm level 5, but I guess I've been lucky. I have a green staff and a blue one for the bright res, and a couple of green bows and a hammer. Fuck you! Fuck you for
I
that.
believe we're saying
I'm like
fuck
level
you.
15, and I've got 2 greens for 1 class, and that's it.
Fuck yourself.
Go
Yes.
go fuck
Go
yourself.
fuck yourself, madam.
Yourself. Person who just
Bastards.
slipped off the screen.
Yeah, bastards. That game's still pretty good though. Definitely. It's a bit buggy in places, but like the core gameplay is solid. I want to see what else. Like I want to see new classes, and new items, and new enemies to vary things up. So a lot of people are saying, well, it's really cool for like the co-op stuff, but the reason I kept playing Left 4 Dead was the versus mode.
Right. Versus mode was nice.
Yeah, and they don't
Left 4
have
Dead.
that. The game would work totally fine with it, I think.
Huh?
I don't remember ever playing versus.
You
Versus
played
mode?
versus mode with us.
I don't ever remember.
You
I
definitely-
remember that.
You definitely played. No, you did. Yeah.
Did he? Yeah. I actually do specifically recall.
Right, I remember
actually,
this.
yeah.
I
do.
remember.
Yeah, I do
us
remember
playing
that.
I need another drink.
Oh, and don't get me started on the cursor bug in Vermintide. Someone just mentioned that. There's a bug where the cursor comes up and it goes off the fucking screen if you use a second monitor and you can't attack. It's the worst. You've got to restart the
I
game.
hate shit like that.
Yeah.
Boo.
Damn annoying. I did play a little bit of Street Fighter 5.
Yeah?
I like it.
Dude, Street Fighter 5 is good.
Yeah.
I forgot. I didn't play it, but I watched.
It took me ages to get a game, but then I managed to get a few games in a row. I don't know what his name is, the sort of guy of Arab descent with the
Oh, and he does the turban and the winds.
the whirlwind
yeah,
guy.
wind
I
attacks.
can't remember his name exactly. I like him.
Yeah.
He's my main now because they don't have Dan, and I'm not going to play Ken because I have some self-respect.
Because his hair looks like Velveeta.
It does actually.
What did you do?
He's a cheesy character in more ways than one.
Ah!
Yeah! Mash that DPMFP. I can win footsies with priority. But
Anyway, go on.
I am so S
Rashid,
rank.
That's who it is.
Yeah. Rashid is really fucking fun. I love him. It doesn't take me too long to master his basic specials, so that was great. That's sort of my key thing. Can I pull off the specials with regularity and reliability? Because otherwise, I won't play that character. But I started playing him, and there's a lot of cool shit that you can do with that. The game looks great, it plays great from what I could tell. It takes a long time to get a game in the beta right now.
Yeah.
It may have improved since.
No,
But I'm
I
all
watched,
in on that game.
I watched some guys last week play Laura in the office. They could not get a game to save their life. Like, they just played
Yeah.
against the computer the entire time.
Yeah, because you go
and
into
waited.
a practice mode while you're waiting, which is actually kind of cool. But I didn't know that at first, so I'm like tweeted out like, guys, can anyone get a game? I'm just stuck in practice mode. I don't know what's happening because
Yeah.
it barely tells you. There's a tiny little icon down the bottom that's for searching, and you don't even
Right.
see it. Like, oh, that's how it works. Then okay,
They did finally get a game, and the game they got
crushed.
It was
Yeah.
so funny.
I won a
It
few
wasn't
games,
even
so I'm feeling
close.
pretty good.
Oh man.
I was
pretty
like, all right, well, you found the one pro guy playing right now because he just.
Well, I mean, to be
destroyed
fair, if you're good at Street Fighter 4, you're pretty good at Street Fighter 5 as well. There are
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
some changes. It's a less defensive game,
Yeah.
which is great. And the way V-Trigger works gives you some interesting ideas. And, like, there's no ultra, like, kind of combat mechanic from what I can tell.
Yeah.
So the games go pretty quickly, and I actually had a lot of fun with it. It seems really good. It's just a bit faster, more aggressive game than SF4 was. So I dig it.
I
Absolutely.
like how I feel bad for Ono. He literally they hacked his game. They
Yeah.
literally data mined his game, and he was like, when he was at the PlayStation event in Paris, he's like, I have an announcement. Here's 5 characters that might be coming out soon. It's just like the shadows of the characters. It's like, I wonder who they could be. Oh no, you have a jury already, you son of a bitch. I have to buy it and then wait.
Dan probably won't be.
It's one of those like
Oh, they're all Dan.
Everyone is down. Dan
different
variants.
costumes.
Wonderful.
Oh, it's
yeah.
Dan in a jury costume.
I guarantee they're gonna release a bunch. Like, they don't even have the original, like all the original core characters in it.
No, they don't. Then they've got some new guys, and they've got some guys from Alpha and stuff like that, which is great. Yeah, and people are saying, did they change Ken? Ryu and Ken are actually fundamentally different characters
Yes,
now.
and I love that they aged everyone up.
Me too.
Dulcim, old Dulcim looks awesome.
Yeah.
Like, just old white beard. Like, I'm tired of your shit, kids. I like bearded Ryu. I think that's
I
awesome.
love bearded Ryu too.
Like douchey looking Ken. I love every change they made to this game. I'm like, that's what you needed. It's great.
Yep.
It's great.
And you can finish someone with a ramen bowl on the head. which is great. Hit him in the right place in one level, ramen bowl falls on the head. It's wonderful.
It's perfect.
I believe it actually stays on the head for the rest of the game as well, actually.
I didn't see that. That's amazing.
Oh,
If
I
that's
saw
the
it
case-
during an exhibition match that someone managed it, and the bowl stays on their fucking head as they fight. It's great.
That's awesome.
But yes, for those asking in chat, Ken and Ryu are now different play types.
Yeah,
You
they're
don't
a
play
bit
them the
different.
same way
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you can still do a Shoryuken with both, but
Right,
they
right.
definitely play a little bit differently. So,
Which is really great. Like I love that
Yeah.
they're setting characters apart, and they aren't just reskins of characters. Like
I wouldn't say they've aged all the characters. Like, what's her face, the lucha wrestler with very little clothing and gigantic tits.
yeah, but they brought her
She
back.
looks-
Like
yeah, they brought her back. She
the
looks
characters that have
pretty
been
much
in
the same
in
age.
the franchise forever. They've aged up, and then all the other characters they're bringing back old characters, which I think is really really great.
Yeah, because she was an alpha character as well. wasn't
One of
she?
the characters that they're bringing back, supposedly that was data mined, is the
Oh, Mika,
one
that's
like
the
what's that damn ninja girl with the dog? I can't remember her name to save my life.
Wasn't
Whatever
she
her
in
name is.
Ultra? Rainbow Mika, was it?
Yeah, Remy Mika's the wrestler.
Yeah.
Not Sakura.
No.
What is that damn girl's name?
With the
Whatever.
dog. I mean, there's it begins with an I, I think. No, someone else. Karen,
Ibuki?
apparently. No, Ibuki was one of the ninjas, but apparently it's Karen. Yeah.
Ibuki's the girl with the bangs.
Yeah. Shoot,
I do lose track.
But yeah, they have a bunch of characters that were data mined, and I think the best data mine thing that I found was they found a character that has no name next to it that has 240 moving parts, and people are like, "What the shit is this?" And I'm like, "I don't know, but I want to know because that sounds
It's
awesome."
Shuma Garath. Perfect.
Like,
Yeah.
who is this character? Yeah, I want to know what that is.
Octopus Ryu.
Yeah, why not?
I'm okay with that. But yeah, they basically data mined a bunch of characters, and it looks like that. Thankfully, I won't have to wait long because jury's in it, and I'll be good.
Yeah,
I
well,
can
I mean,
play my main again.
their
Actually know
business
what I'm
model is
doing.
going to be like they're not releasing like editions of the game anymore. It's going to be Street Fighter V, just a platform for adding characters and DLC.
Yeah.
basically.
Which is great.
Which I'm fine with. It's like, because that's pick and choose what you want, I remember fucking Arcade Edition. It's like, I don't care about any of these people, but I need to upgrade because that's where everyone's playing right now. Fuck these people, So I think that's good. I still think the Killer Instinct model was great, Being able to buy the base game and play one rotating character and then buy a la carte or buy the pass.
Yeah.
And plus, that's coming out to PC next year, I think, Killer Instinct. And they recently released the Season 2 soundtrack, Mick Gordon's. Oh my god, it's too fucking good! I've been listening to that for weeks. It's so good. Mick Gordon is so talented. All the music he made for that game is killer.
Yeah. Instinct.
Ah!
I'm not doing it.
Savage.
I can't lie though. When
Ultra Kill.
When I was a
Wait a
kid, I
minute,
used
that's
to blast
completely
that
wrong.
Killer Instinct
Ultra
soundtrack.
Kill. I'm fucking Quake now. Okay.
I used to blast that
Ultra
soundtrack as a kid.
Combo.
You used to blast what?
Killer Instinct soundtrack.
Oh.
It came with the game. When
the-
you bought
but
the game when you were a
you
kid.
can get if you buy the current one on Amazon. It comes with the classic soundtrack as well.
Oh, it was so good. I used to jam
so good.
Have I told you guys about my classic prank from college
I have not.
where
that. You would go Killer Instinct, everyone would be like, "What the fuck?"
and then
is
I would murder all
but
of the people in my
everybody.
classroom.
hilarious.
So
Just a prank, bro.
my first year,
Social experiment.
my first year of college, I was in a room with two other girls, and one of them used her CD player as her
Go
alarm. So like whatever CD was inside of her CD player was the one that would play
Right.
when the alarm went off. So she had some sort of like a really soothing CD in there. And I thought it would be so funny. Like 1 week into college, we did not know each other very well. I thought it would be so funny to put the Mortal Kombat soundtrack in there. And so we literally woke up at 6 a.m. to Mortal Kombat, like blasting. And this girl literally flipped out of her bed and was like, oh, oh. And that was how I began my friendship.
So how long did that last? That roommate situation?
A whole year. It was probably the best prank I've ever pulled off.
Yep, nailing it, kid.
Oh my.
Mortal Kombat.
It's good.
Weirdly enough, I never got into Mortal Kombat 10. Like, I think it was just
Me
because
neither.
the matchmaking on PC was so fucking bad. I think that's probably why. And I think they may have fixed it now, but you're like, you know what? At this point, I don't care.
The story was cool. That's literally all I played.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
no desire to get my ass kicked by people who are way better than me. I know
I
I'm
was
bad at
never
fighting
good at
games.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Give me the computer that I know I can crush,
Yeah.
even the hard mode computer in fighting games, I can destroy.
But did
The
you?
minute you put me against a human being, I am the dumbest, worst player there ever was.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
What about Shao Kahn at the end of Mortal Kombat 9? That son of a bitch.
I was gonna say I never beat Shao Kahn.
That's the
He's a
worst.
At the end of
nightmare. It
9.
took me a while.
Nope.
The worst.
He's hard, really difficult.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, it's weird. Like the hardest hard modes of fighting games, easy. The minute you put me against a human competitor, I'm like, what? What do I do?
Yeah. The only fighting game I'm even passable at is Street Fighter, and everything else I'm just hopeless. But I love playing them anyway. I'll play fucking Guilty Gear till the end of time, just because that game is so much fun.
I like watching Guilty Gear more than I like playing it.
I like watching BlazBlue is really good to watch too. They had an amazing finals, I think, at Evolution, if I recall correctly.
Come on, Dodgers.
Dumb.
Amazing. Goof. There we go.
Great.
Yep.
Yep.
It did a good goof.
Well, I think that's like it for what we played. I know if there's really been a great deal of news over the last few days.
Everyone in chat wants to know what you think about Arkham making their refund permanent for like.
Yeah, apparently the game is still pretty shit on a lot of systems. There was a lot of reports that they re-released it, and they pulled a dick move on this, by the way. They made all of the reviews, all of the negative reviews on it, pre-release reviews.
Oh, what? That's shitty. It was released.
What?
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Yeah, it was bullshit. So, and apparently they re-released it, and it's still shit, and they don't even know if they can fix it, and they basically made the refund policy. I don't think it's permanent, but it's definitely till the end of the year.
How do you even?
They
remake
fucked
a
up
game
so
and then make
badly.
it just as bad.
Yeah,
gosh.
forever broken. Just
Forever
That's
Borkin.
sad. Well, here's the deal. You guys missed out on a lot of great driving around in a tank. And
Yep.
some more driving around in a tank.
I mean, what I played of it beyond the fucking technical problems was not that impressive. It's like, great, it's another open world Arkham game, and your major edition is boring as shit.
It is. It was. Here's the problem. It is a great game padded with some bullshit. Like, there's a lot in that game to love, and they padded it with some of the worst driving crap I've ever done in a video game.
Oh,
Like,
the
it's-
tank play is boring as hell. I don't know why that's in there.
It's so bad.
At every
It's
possible
so
opportunity, I would be like, no, I want to punch this guy. It's more fun.
bad. And then the Riddler, the Riddler's like, hey, you gotta drive through my
Gotta
shitty
use
maze.
your tank, yeah.
Oh, so bad.
Oh yeah, they just contrive ways to force you
I
to
can't
use
even
it.
tell you
But
how
it's
awful
okay.
it was.
You're not murdering anyone, though.
No, I mean when you hit them with 200 miles an hour, they just get electrocuted.
Oh yeah,
It's
these
okay.
tanks explode, and then the game thinks like they're being controlled.
Well, they're all drones.
Yeah, like they're all drones. Like,
It's
shut up.
Fine,
You
they're
can
not
ca-
people.
You can kind of get away with that, but it's when you hit a criminal head-on with your fucking bat tank at 200 miles an hour.
Yes.
It's like, he got tased, bro! No, he didn't. He's dead.
He's
that
dead.
fucker is
He's
dead.
mega dead.
Yeah, don't even start with me.
Guys, I have to fart.
Look, I've just burped, so we're good. I've been
Cool.
holding in
I
farts
did
all
it.
day. Look, if you want to fart, I'll fart.
It's gone. I did it.
You people are awful.
We work in the same office.
Yeah, I mean, really, the only like thing that has happened there's there's
Oh,
a couple
White
of things
Wolf.
like the White Wolf thing is probably more interesting. Paradox.
Oh, were you gonna be like Jones Cola now has Nuka Cola?
Yeah, I was gonna make 30 seconds out of that, but
Aw.
as it's
That's
that,
cute.
yeah, Paradox Interactive has bought White Wolf, which means they now have the rights to all the vampire shit
Masquerade.
and to a couple of other
Masquerade,
IPs.
relevant, sexual.
What? Well, I'm
What
sorry,
the
now?
fuck
What
is
were you
wrong
saying?
with you?
Go on.
Dodger's idiot mouth.
Masturbate, we trying sexual?
Oh no! And I grabbed the microphone. Everybody's gonna die. In
Stop
3, 2,
breaking. That's the $500 mic. Quit fucking with it.
So sexual. What were you trying to say? What was coming out of your mouth?
I was trying.
What just happened to you?
Don't know what's wrong with you.
Success. I still don't know what she was trying to say. I have no clue what your point was.
I don't know either. Are you quite finished?
Yeah, that fart was the problem. You farted, and that was all of your brains going out your butt. You forgot how to talk. That was the English language escaping through your butthole, and you just gone now. All you know is laughter. You need to fart again to reset your clock. You're like a robot. You had a glitch. There's a glitch in the Matrix, and it's because you farted. I'm so sorry for you.
I was trying to make a goof off of the Castlevania slot machine. What is that phrase?
Erotic violence.
Yes.
And what were you going to say? Sexual violence?
I was gonna say sexual violence, and I was like, that sounds wrong. And that's not
It's
it.
very wrong.
That's not what
Very
I was
wrong.
trying to say. But I couldn't. I just kept starting over with the same word.
That wasn't even a word. I knew sex was involved because you go, se. I thought you were trying to say like sensual, but then I was like, no, that's
Oh
sex.
my god.
Dodger only laughs like that at sex. Fart again,
Fucking
reset, kid.
stop,
Fart again.
God.
Fart again and reset.
Oh God.
Just tune it out. And reset your caboose.
Anyway.
Oh my, what? Well, yeah, so they bought that. They own White Wolf, which means they also apparently own all of the CCP created assets for the IP. So CCP was working on a World of Darkness game. Apparently they now own that and all sorts of things. I mean, Paradox is maybe one of the publishers I would trust with this brand the most. Like, they have put out some consistently great niche stuff, so I'm really hoping for good things from this.
Also, Bloodlines is cool.
Bloodlines is fucking great.
Bloodlines is pretty great.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay? You good?
Yep.
Alright, great.
You okay with it?
Yeah. Yeah, so Bloodlines, yes. And you can also now buy Nuka-Cola Quantum because Target and Jones Soda are doing a blue
Because
fucking
Jones
cola
Soda
thing.
has the weirdest sodas.
They do. But
They
Jones
do.
Soda
Crazy.
isn't sold like many places.
Yeah, it's only going to be in Target, this, so
Interesting.
if you want that. Outside of that, it's like there was a bunch of trailers for stuff because there was the PlayStation experience thingy, so...
Yeah. Also, apparently they're
So, like,
sending out
France games
Fallout
and-
stuff either this week or it already. People are just starting to get it. So like,
Yeah, Nerd Cubed was complaining that apparently his community guy got a code and he didn't, and he's like, it would it be ethical for me to fire him and reclaim it as a company asset? Like, yes.
Yeah, you should do that.
I would
Yes.
do it. I would do it.
It's a crime of passion. You know, we can understand.
I'm not talking about my idiot mouth anymore.
Well, either way, aren't we always?
Crimes of passion. Oh dear.
Somebody's gonna show up right now and be like, I wonder what game that is.
What's going on? There's got to be a game called Crimes of Passion. Right?
Probably. I mean, if there isn't, that would be weird.
Let's Google it.
Crimes of Passion.
Crimes of Passion.
Game.
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 Part one.
Yeah.
Walkthrough. Cause of Death wiki.
No, that's the name of. That's the name. So there, I don't think there is a game called Crimes of Passion. Oh, there's a Forensic Files. No, that's a. Yeah.
To this set.
Women's Murder
Women's
Club.
Murder Club Games of Passion
For
for
DS?
Women's Murder Club.
Whoa, what?
That's oddly specific.
Wait, why is that
What?
the Golden Gate Bridge? What?
I don't know. In Women's Murder Club Games of Passion, players step into the investigative shoes of the Women's Murder Club members, Lindsay, Claire, and Cindy. They investigate a string of seemingly unrelated murders as they
Oh,
unfold.
boo! I wanted them to be the murderers. Not nearly as
Apparently
cool.
not, no.
Not nearly as good.
And then you murder people.
Additionally, a unique DSi feature allows fans to create their own mysteries using the DSi camera.
What?
Yeah, this is a DS game, like an old one.
53%. They nailed it.
Apparently it's a piece of shit. Yeah, from 2009.
I don't understand.
Oh god.
Why would you name your club the Murder Club if you weren't murdering people?
I don't know. I could not say.
I know, because if you're named the Murder Club and you're solving mysteries, shouldn't you just be detectives and work for the police?
Mystery Club.
Yeah, wouldn't you just be Mystery Club or Crime Solving Club?
Nancy Drew Club.
CSC.
Drew
Yeah.
Club.
Drew Club. The Hardy Boys?
The Hardy Club.
The Hardy Boy Club?
The Hardy Drew Club.
The Drudy Club?
The Drudy Club.
The Drudy.
the Judge Drudy Club.
Please stop.
I don't remember the Judge Judy Club. That's not funny. Judge Judy is a strong-willed young lady.
Young.
Yep.
So I suppose like last thing would be any predictions for BlizzCon? Any crazy announcements we expect to be coming?
Oh,
I think
movie.
I think Blizzard's gonna be there.
Good job. You should have had it. Your giggle fit. And
Don't change it to Dodgers and your math again.
Where's the undo button? No, no.
Control save.
Fuck. You ruined everything. Undo, undo. There we go. Perfect.
No.
You will never escape. Yeah. So BlizzCon predictions. I mean, obviously there's going to be news about Legion, but are they going to have an announcement of any real sort? Do you think?
The biggest announcement that they could possibly have would be an announcement on the price structure of Overwatch. So what Overwatch will be.
Yeah.
The new stuff, like the expansion for Diablo 3.
What expansion for Diablo 3?
They're making a new one.
They're making
Did you never beat Diablo 3
Reaper Souls? Yeah, I did.
Reaper Souls?
Yeah.
At the end, they're literally like, they hint at the fact that
They're making another one?
Yeah, the next expansion is going to be a game where it lets your character decide if he's good or evil.
Huh. I had no idea that was coming.
Yeah.
That's how much attention I fucking play to that.
So that will either be, they might have that. I assume they're going to show us an actual legit trailer for the Warcraft movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably.
I'm still convinced this day the Warcraft
that will
movie
be released
will be
to the plebs.
Yeah, well, I mean,
something
they just released a still, like, yesterday, so I imagine they will be showing something.
I mean, we were talking about this before the podcast, but I think you're right that they're going to focus a lot on esports this year.
Yeah,
There's going to be a lot of tournament stuff going on.
Yeah, because I really think, like, unless... I mean, I don't know if you know anything about this. Are they doing, like, Overwatch show matches on stage? I mean...
Nope. They might,
They've
but
gotta
they definitely
be, right?
they sure as hell didn't invite me. But, no, this
Because,
year...
I mean, they've got
year,
so many esports games there this year.
Yeah.
Like, all of them.
This year, they're doing a lot of community-oriented stuff. They're bringing in people from Twitch and things to do all sorts of, like, hosting and stuff like that. So that's sort of, like, their big...
Yeah.
thing
There'll probably
they're
be
doing.
another Hearthstone adventure, I'd imagine. You know, because obviously, like, Grand Tournament's been out for a while, so it'll probably be the next adventure pack that comes out. They'll probably announce that.
Yeah.
Wonder what that's going to be.
I-
Because what they've got, they've had Nax and Blackrock Mountain.
Yeah.
I wonder if
So
they're going
if they're
to...
gonna do a raid, they'd probably do... If they were smart, they do something to do with, like, Burning Legion.
So Black Temple, probably.
Probably. Or like, Beyond the Dark Portal.
Yeah.
As like an
Something
expansion,
like that.
something like that.
Well, I mean, if they're going to do an adventure, though, it's got to be like a dungeon.
Right. I guess you're right. But they could easily do, like, Hellfire Citadel. Or they could do... oh, my God. It'd be amazing if one of them was... what is...
It would have to be a combo, though, because it's like 16 bosses, isn't it? Or 15 or something like that.
I'm trying to think of what the... Oh, God, what is his
Ulduar?
name?
I'd fucking kill for Ulduar, by the way.
Not Kel'Thuzad, the other douchebag. Kel'Thas.
Kel'Thas?
If they Kel'Thas and his fight was literally just like he kept coming back to life, that'd be amazing.
Everybody's saying Ulduar. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, Ulduar is...
Ulduar, but that's further along. Like they're going through the story lines.
Well, no, they're not really. Like,
I mean, they're going through the
not in order, because I mean, Nax was first, and
yeah, but
then
they're going through like the expansions.
well, no, because like Blackrock Mountain, all the Blackrock Mountain shit was vanilla,
Yeah.
and so was Nax, but
Yeah.
Nax was released after that in
But it's in
WoW.
that. But it's in that. Like they're going through it in chunks.
Well, I mean, I don't think we'd have a big enough sample size.
I
to
guess
know.
you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
we only have 2, so it doesn't matter.
yeah, so it could be anything. It was Ulduar, great. Anchorage,
is
I'd go
easy.
with Anchorage, sure.
AQ would be really cool.
Yeah, because then you could do AQ20 and 40 and just bundle them together into one adventure.
The
that
problem
would work.
is that it's all bugs. Like everything's bug stuff. Like even the bosses are all just
True, it's like
variants of bugs.
it's another insect.
Yeah, it's another awful insect bug.
Except for Cthulhu, who's like eyeballs, tentacles, wah!
Yeah. What? I mean, I don't know what else they would have there. Like, I feel like this is the problem they have every BlizzCon when they do 2 in a row. It's 1 year you get a bunch of announcements.
Yeah,
it's
the 1 year is like
mind-blowing.
ridiculous, and then it's the filler year, and we're on the filler
We're
year.
on
Yeah,
the filler
last
year.
year was so good.
Because of
that-
Overwatch, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think that there's really going to be much there.
Yeah,
for me
wasn't it
this
like
year.
Goblins and Gnomes,
Yeah.
Arsenal, which was huge,
Yeah.
old
Overwatch.
Overwatch, and wasn't Legion last year as well?
No, they announced Legion.
Oh, Legion was different, though.
Yeah. This year they'll finally tell us what's in Legion, like actually show us. They'll walk us through it. I looked at their schedule. It doesn't look like there's any big. There's like one movie panel, maybe two, and then there's StarCraft stuff that's about this last expansion, and then there's a few things for Diablo. But like, it does not seem like this is a big announcement year.
Yeah.
Which is like, all right, let's sit through another Metzen talking about what a geek is.
Geek is.
Geek is this
What?
picture of a Jedi I found. Like, oh
Is
my
Is it?
god.
No, we will instead watch esports, because there will be a shitload of it. You know, and I hope they do show a bit of Overwatch, because the beta has spectator mode in it. It's not ideal, as you said. It's got
Right.
some things to work on, but you could absolutely show it. And I think that I would love to see some competitive teams play it and see whether or not it works with
Yeah.
high skilled dudes.
Definitely.
You know? Will it work? I hope so.
I don't. Here's the thing, though. I've had a conversation with them about show matches, because we were like, oh, let's get low expectations back for Heroes, and they literally like, we have a lot of esports happening. I don't know that we have time for show matches, which says a lot about what's going on with like what they're doing.
Well, I mean, WCS obviously is going to have its own fucking stage, and it's
Yeah.
not in a big arena this time, so they're taking up a lot of the BlizzCon space with that. You know, if they're still doing the WoW arena stuff, they've got the Hearthstone Champion
that's
Worlds,
all that's
Heroes
happening.
Worlds is there. I mean, that's the most esports they've ever done.
On their
and for
schedule,
StarCraft,
they literally have chunks of time, just like blocks over the 2 days of
Yeah.
just esports stuff.
yeah, I mean, StarCraft's got even more than that. They're bringing, there was a Korean report that said they're bringing Boxer, Yellow, MVP, and Nestea to play Archon mode show matches, and they're doing some Archon mode show matches with some foreign players as well.
Huh.
So in addition to WCS, so there's going to be a shitload of StarCraft there, because obviously StarCraft expansion comes out right after BlizzCon. So
I
it does make
don't know
sense.
that it'll be too many announcements, but I imagine it'll be more fan-centered. I don't know that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I know anything, guys, because I totally don't. And I wouldn't recommend that you tune into the stream on Saturday at 2:30 if I were you.
Yeah. And I definitely want to
But-
go to BlizzCon and show up at the Nvidia booth, because I definitely will not be playing against people that show up in order for you to take a lot of money and stuff away from Nvidia. Definitely don't do that.
Yeah, definitely don't do any of those
Definitely
things.
won't be doing 3 hours of that every day.
Don't, especially Saturday at 2:30, tune into the stream. Don't do that.
They're trying to manipulate you.
I can't announce things that are happening, but
They're trying to get you to do stuff. This is a manipulation tactic.
yeah. So it's definitely, I think, a much more chill, relax. I'm excited because the fact that I know there's not gonna be anything new means I don't have to like run to places
Yeah.
and
Just do
stand
whatever.
in line to
Yeah.
like play. Last year we played Overwatch so much that we just went in a loop. We just played Overwatch over and over and over and over again. And so this year,
Yeah, you with
like-
your dumb media badges. Boo! I had to
was
stand in the
great.
goddamn
it
line
was
over and
great.
over again.
You should really invest in one of those.
Boo.
You should really just apply because you're media, dear. you are media. But it was.
Boo.
Yeah, this year I'm just gonna I'm gonna be drunk the entire time. If you come up to me and say, "Hey Jesse, remember I met you last year?" I'll be like, "I don't know where I am right now, but I love you." And I'll probably hug you, but I won't. I'm excited. I'm excited to just relax. I love BlizzCon. BlizzCon's the one convention a year I go to where I'm just like, I don't even care. I'm here to have fun. And then I do. And then I stand in line and ask questions like, Chris Metzen, what's that snake tail? Look it up. Look, there's a video. I swear to God, there's a video of me asking Metzen at a Q&A panel. There's a snake tail in one of the dungeons. It's a giant snake. Huge. It's like it's on the map, and it's under, it's wiggly. And I'm like, what is that? And he's like, I have to see a picture of it. And I unroll a giant picture that I took. And I go up to the stage. I'm like, here. And he's like, I don't know what that is. And I was like, fix your game, Metzen. And just walk away. There's plenty of videos of that online. Look that up.
Perfect.
Every year I come up with a new thing to ask them. I'm like, I got something new for you this time, Metzen.
Oh,
Zuldrak, yes. There you go.
That about wraps it up, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much all we've got to say at the moment. we're gonna go eat it. Actually, I'm gonna play him in Blood Bowl.
Blood
so,
Bowl. Woo!
Yeah,
Look,
I'm stuck here
I'm
for
gonna
a
offer
while.
this to you now. You can say no now. We should just let each other score points.
You've been trying to get me to fix this match for weeks.
I'll let you win. I'll let you win this match if we just score points, so I can get.
I don't trust him at all.
I just.
He's gonna bulldoze my front
No, I'm
line
not. No, I'm
immediately.
not. No, I'm not.
Yes,
Look-
you are, because that's the only way to get points. You can't carry the ball. You're gonna kill my dudes.
No. I'm gonna have my ball carrier be my Minotaur and just run him in every time. And then here's the thing. I'm gonna
He's
use
not
that
gonna
guy
get to
kill-
pick that
I'm
up.
gonna use that guy to kill little Skittles. It's not about you and I, TB. It was never about you and I. It's about little Skittles, and I just want to kill him so badly.
That's his plan. That's his goddamn plan.
I just want to kill
he
him
knows.
so badly.
Yeah.
Why
Look.
can't we just kill him?
In the first Little Skittles tournament, TB and I made the same mistake 2 games in a row.
We got wrecked.
Where we were like, I'm gonna
Kill
fucking
Little
kill
Skittles.
Little Skittles, and then we
That's
got
'cause you were-
annihilated because we focused too much on Little Skittles.
Oh,
You
that's
can't fall
'cause
into
you were
that trap.
so unprepared.
It happened to both of us.
You were so unprepared. This is help me get the experience needed to kill little Skittles. I will let you win this match. You can have the victory. I just want the experience. I don't want to have to hurt you. I don't want to have to
You're
hurt you.
chaos. You need to.
I just want to kill little Skittles. Why can't I just kill little Skittles? I just want to end him. I don't want any shirts. I don't want anything. Although, if I do kill him, we'll get a rest in peace little Skittles shirt.
Oh, of course.
Damn it, Kendor. It'll be like a little angel Skittles. I hate him so much.
I would buy that shirt.
Fuck Krendor in particular. Oh, I hate him so much. Oh, no.
Oh, well. Tear.
Oh, dear. All right, folks. Thank you very much for watching. We appreciate it very much. Hopefully it was slightly less shitty than last time.
We did it.
We did.
We did
We
it.
did a thing for you.
I just want to kill Krendor, though. So badly. Oh, I mean Skittles. I'm sorry.
I was okay with the first one, honestly. I was alright with the first one.